Hello, and welcome to Probability of Demise. We do have a little error on our attempt at Facebook streaming. I don't know if anybody wants to try to work on that while I do the intro, but it's all good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Probability of Demise. I'm Rurik, and you're listening to Probability of Demise. I really got to practice this new intro, which is so awesome that our awesome writer Jason just hooked me up with. We are a group of storytellers who use Dungeons and Dragons 5th Edition to provide rules and structure to Atland, a world of our own making. Atland exists on a version of Earth thousands of years into the future, an octopolar planet whose residents barely remember the natural and man-made disasters that once left their world nearly uninhabitable. This is a world far different from the one you know today. A world of new magics and ancient spells, young gods, and primordial deities. Thank you for coming with us as we explore it together. Woohoo! It's so nice to have well-written stuff rather than what I write. So we are starting a new season. And I would love for
We're
everybody
starting
to
with a
introduce
technical
themselves.
error because I don't know what happened to the Facebook video. I'm trying to make it work.
It's okay. It says we can remove it and re-add it to see if it works. Just that destination. And I am going to go ahead and while Jason's working on that, because he's doing magical things in the background for us all right now, ask first our old cast to introduce themselves. Larissa, do you want to start us off with introductions?
You need to unmute Marissa.
She's muted.
Sorry.
No worries.
I'm Larissa. I am technologically disinclined. I'm really not. That's the sad part.
Liar.
That's the really sad part. That is a lie. I play Trixie. She is I guess now she's like in her mid-teens-ish. Squirrel, anthropomorphic squirrel. So think like, nope, I don't have an example. Just a humanoidish squirrel with a slightly quick temper, but a really big heart and really, 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 really fast fists.
Awesome. And Jess, would you like to introduce yourself and your...
I fixed it.
Woohoo!
Yes. My name is Jessica, and I am playing Tanzanite. Tanzanite is from under 10 and is a very tall, lanky, gorgeous, almost has the color of Tanzanite skin that you can kind of like almost see through, and long, beautiful, purple hair. And she has recently discovered that she is the goddess of death and is still learning what that means, and trying to figure that all out, and also trying to like unlearn all of her like classist thoughts that she used to have, while she has new friends that are not of her standing in her old eyes. So yeah.
And Jason, in addition to being a writer, marketer, and technical guru.
Technical guru. Okay. So I play Asher. Asher Lake is his full name. Asher styles himself a poet. He is, I think, through the course of this, him and maybe me through him are becoming a little better at it, to be honest. He's just interested in sort of traveling the world and having adventures and becoming wildly famous in everywhere he goes. So yeah, he's pretty like generic human looking. He's got like darker hair. He wears like a red like leather-ish travel suit, which totally counts as leather armor. And then he has like a bowler hat, and then like he's got like his hair is like dark hair that's like a little too long and just kind of sticks out haphazardly from the back of his hat. And yeah, he's probably, after all of this, like nearing his 20s and just really starting his adult life and trying to learn to stand on his own 2 feet with his friends, if that makes sense. So
Baby steps.
And we have with us a very, very awesomely special guest, Andy, the longest standing fan of the Probability of Demise ever, aka ANDYFAN. We won't have you introduce your character, but is there anything you'd like to share about yourself? Because we will have you introduce when you introduce.
Well, I'm just happy to be here with you all. Excited that you invited me to join you. And I've got a whiny dog right here in the background. I don't know if you can hear her. She's wonderful, though. No, just happy to have some time to be here with you all.
Wait, what's her name for the geeks that are listening?
Yeah. Serenity Jane. Hopefully you all get that.
The poor dog.
Oh, no, it's wonderful. She loves it.
That's a weighty name.
her last name
Up
should be
to it.
Canton.
Oh.
Should be the hero of Canton, Serenity Jane Canton.
So, well, I guess that kind of does work too. Well, cool. I'm so excited to have you here. It's just really fun, and we experimented with a guest with Zuchi in the past, and so now I think we're feeling more confident about how to have a guest involved. But afterwards, if you want to give me feedback, I'd really appreciate it, because I think that it's really fun, but also just a new thing to experiment with and try to grow what we're doing.
They think we're not honest with them.
And if you would like to be a guest, send $200 to Jason McDowell at... Oh, never mind.
Really? You charged Andy the full 200?
Charged me 400. What the heck?
I knew it would be a lot of work.
So I would love to switch over to announcements. We will be coming to a regular schedule soon. I am currently settling my employment. And so next week I will know when my hours are, which means then we can establish a regular time frame. So this will be our second to last summer Saturday. We will have another summer Saturday on the 24th of September, which is that not the official start of fall?
According to the temperatures in New York, it's still summer. You're fine.
It's actually 2 days after the start of fall.
Oh, wait, really? Fall started 2 days ago?
No,
No,
September
it's on the
22nd
20
is the first day of fall.
Yeah.
Oh, got it,
September.
understood.
But I feel like, I know that New York stays hot this month usually, and we just had a heat wave on the West Coast. It's actually coming back again. Oh, I've got hiccups. Coming back again this weekend. Hiccups are coming after me. And there is so much smoke in Southern Oregon that it's just creating this like little greenhouse bubble. I could go swimming any day I want to.
And most of it's
Because
even
it's
from
so
the
hot.
fires. Oh.
Oh.
I mean, Portland's around there. Come on.
Yeah, Portland's way further north. But yes, definitely the forest fires are fun. So if you would like to...
That's how I always think. That's when I think forest fire, I think fun.
Smokey the Bear.
That's what I was just about to say. I'm like,
Yeah.
Only you.
I
can
was
have fun in
thinking-
forest fires.
Smokey would not like that statement.
Only you can
Smokey
start
would
forest
be-
fires for your own amusement.
Smokey would be very
Is
disappointed.
it a coincidence that Rourke moved out west and now there's fires? I'm not pointing fingers.
That's a good point.
I'm just. I
There's
don't name any names.
always fires
Our little
here.
chaos goblin? Never.
If people start pounding down my door in the middle of this stream,
Don't worry, you're in the middle of nowhere. They can't find you.
they can't find me. And luckily, our viewership is going to be very minimal. There's going to be exactly one person on.
Well, I need to recoup the $400 Jason charged me. So if you want his address, their address, please, just let me know.
Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, Larissa, do you have any announcements for us?
Let's see.
Topic
I
switch.
can give you the upcoming performance dates for Melodia Women's Chorus of NYC, and Stonewall Corral, the nation's first LGBTQ chorus. It would help. Hold on, if I put the website incorrectly. Our December concert. Let me double check. Yes. So our December concert, Oh What Fun, a Stonewall Holiday Spectacular, will be Friday, December 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Join us as we welcome winter and its many celebrations, including Christmas, Hanukkah, Solstice, and Kwanzaa in song. The nation's first LGBTQ choir will be making spirits bright with a concert to warm your heart against the cold weather, featuring works by Lily Boulanger, Jim Bassey, Bob Chilcott, R. Nathaniel Dett, Randall Bass, and Tom Lehrer. What fun! If you're interested in purchasing tickets, if you're local to the NYC area, you can find them at stonewallcorral.org/buy-tickets. Sorry, buy-tickets. My brain just went. And Melodia Women's Chorus. Let's see. Their concert will be in November. And I actually don't know if we have the I don't think we have the repertoire yet for it. But
or a name. That's the best part of chorales and
I
vocal groups is
know.
the like.
I know.
Come join us on Oh What Fun!
I know. We haven't started rehearsing yet. So because I'm not involved on the board on that one, I don't get the details ahead of time.
I heard you were
Like-
actually. I heard they're actually stepping outside of their comfort zone. It's an all punk show. I didn't expect it, but
I mean,
That would be cool.
the bluegrass is pushing it. I don't think that would necessarily happen, but I would absolutely pay to see that.
Screamo
So
Punk Women's Choir.
stay tuned on the
That's
Melodia
my new
Melodia's information. But if you aren't local to NYC, you can donate to both groups to support them. Which leads me into a reminder to support your local artists, whether they be performers, whether they be studio art, whether they be theater, whatever. Go see art, go participate in art, go see live musicians. Art is what drives humanity. It's what, reminds us of where we come from, where we're going, and it connects us all in a way that sometimes I feel really can't quite be explained. So, support art.
Yeah, and if you really want to hear a full Melodia Choir women's punk band show, I mean, I'm down for Bikini Kill, The Slits, L7, the Donnas even, Lunatics.
See, there's material to draw from, Larissa. You should pitch this to Melodia.
Babes in Toyland. That's totally holiday themed. You could use that for the winter.
You're right.
The Runaways.
The Runaway.
Hey Jess, I don't think
feel-
Larissa's interested. Will you be the front woman for my Screamo Punk Women's
Holiday color. Yeah, absolutely.
It's not that I wouldn't do it. I am not the deciding factor is the issue.
Choir? Oh no, Jess and I are starting a new choir. We don't need yours.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're having a
that'd
concert
be-
on the same day.
Yeah.
Next door.
Wait, I wanted to see that.
That's
though.
true punk.
1 hour earlier so that Jess
Okay,
can see it when we're
perfect,
done.
perfect. Yeah, because that's
All
real punk. Going in.
Yeah.
Going an hour
Real
earlier
Real punk
in
is
the
at
day.
4 p.m. Yeah. Fuck the man. Yeah.
I can't.
You won't be able to do any rehearsal in your space because they're using the space before you use your space. And you will have to hire cleaners to clear out the punk band mosh pit stuff that grows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Punk band mosh pit stuff that grows.
That's what I
I'm
thought.
sorry. I always
In 1 hour.
It does grow. It becomes its
It-
own little like
an
living
organism.
mesh.
So
This is fastly turning into like a D&D combat.
Yeah, stop giving them ideas.
Everybody
okay.
just roll for initiative at the concert.
So, Jess, do you have for us the word of the day?
I do.
Word of the day.
Oh, right.
I'm not good.
Word of the day.
Word of the day.
Oh, and nobody did it punk after all that punk talk.
I don't really know punk music. What am I doing? It probably sounds like that. Someone told me.
I'm trying not to actually scream because I'm pretty sure I'll set off like the crazy roosters that you can probably still hear in the background, the dog.
Oh, Elvis.
I actually did listen.
Oh.
I was listening to the recording, and every time I made fun of the rooster, I couldn't actually hear it on YouTube. So then I just looked stupid.
Well, this morning, this is totally off track, and we've got to get the word of the day in. But this morning, that stinking rooster, Elvis, jumped up on top of the play structure my parents have for their grandchildren, which is so underutilized, it's terrible, and sat there crowing for half an hour. I was like,
Oh, no.
This rooster needs to go. So anybody what likes chicken nuggets, just come on by. You can punk me about the fires, and you can also help rid myself of a chicken nugget.
A chicken nugget.
My parents would not be pleased with that assessment. They're having such a hard time choosing a rooster. But word of the day. Yes.
The word of the day is apiary, which is a place where bees are kept.
Oh, God.
Uh,
I like it.
okay.
Specifically, a collection of hives or colonies of bees kept for their honey.
And I
Oh, that's
think,
sweet.
Oh, geez.
I think if you all figure out a way to appropriately, not just like random garbage way, include apiary in some sort of context of what you do during the session today, you automatically get inspiration.
Hey.
But it has to be legit.
Challenge accepted.
Has to be legit. Okay, and now we have our commercial. Now, I've been reliably informed that Andy has already written the commercial.
Do you want to do it now, or do you want to do it after the break? That's up to you.
That's up to you
Oh, I
all.
feel like that's
We
an
can-
after break thing.
Okay, we'll
I
save it.
think we've
To bring people
plugged it.
back into the craziness.
Yeah.
So
You must wait.
those of you who are new to us, this is our second season. Kind of, we split our campaign into two. This is season 2, but we try to have the word of the day, a fun improv commercial that has to be done, and we usually roll for who's. Well, we're planning to roll for who's going to choose the topic and who's going to actually speak it. I don't believe we're doing that at all this time because those have already been predetermined, which is awesome.
Because Ruby's
And-
listening.
Last show, you said I would have to come up with stuff, so I did my
I-
homework.
Yeah.
I totally love this. I like having
Thank
that
you for holding
pressure
us
off.
accountable.
Having that pressure off is so awesome. I mean, I sent my homework to, Jillian's gonna feed the nuggets. Okay.
I assume that's Andy's wife.
Yeah.
Same name with 3 kids. It seems to line up.
Yeah.
Could be my other wife. I don't know.
Hey kids.
Andy does have like 8 wives named Jill. So
But if that doesn't sound like a reality TV show, I don't know what does.
tune
That's
into
just
Andy's
Anakin
podcast,
choosing?
which is 8 wives named Jill. I'm not clever. I ran out of joke.
So the last thing we have to do is Jason put into our lineup for the beginning that we will roll for recap rather
Oh.
than.
I saw that.
So
I
Andy,
got
you
stressed.
are exempt unless you don't want to be exempt, but we are going to do a little roll.
So Andy probably watched it. So.
I did.
Let's say I feel like we should do low roll gets to recap because that's more terrifying. We don't want to roll.
Low
Arnold
Arnold
has to
high roll.
recap.
We're
Yeah,
doing a D20, right?
D20.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
14.
3.
Not me.
4.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was scraping by.
Oh, I'm glad I was clipping stuff for TikTok last night, or I probably would not be able to do this. Okay. So
I'm glad you were too.
So we crawled out of the hole, basically found out that Bonnie is a superhero now that is like a god of the wind, and we also skipped like 8 years. Is this from last time, or am I way too far back?
It's fine. This
It's
is a
fine.
good recap for people who are
'Cause
joining
it's
us for
a new
season
season,
2
yeah.
and-
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so we like went into a hole in a village, like that is like an old ancient world laboratory, and there was an explosion, and we traveled 8 years through time into the future. we were able to send a message to people that we previously knew who like came and picked us up in their airship, and there's all sorts of bad things happening in the world, like angry dragons and good dragons and gods walking the earth and interdimensional beings like allying with our former / current friends. And so we were taken to Canyonville, where we came to learn, I believe, or we may have known this on the way, that essentially we all had like this power inside of us, like we'd absorbed some of this like time traveling nuclear explosion that like sent us traveling through time, and like we had to figure out how to like channel that into power, which means basically that we leveled up. But but story wise, like we had to channel this energy, and so Asher couldn't figure out how to do it, so he asked Tanzanite to help him learn how to meditate so he could like focus his energy. And then there was like an old whole thing where they started telling jokes to like ease their minds so they could relax before meditating, and that lasted like 25 minutes longer than it should have because Jess and I are ridiculous. And then
I also just couldn't think, and I was just like, I don't know how to teach someone to meditate. I don't know how to meditate. Like, this is Jessica thinking.
But then there was like the shadow beings in the area where we were trying to meditate, and they were there because of Jess, or because of Tanzanite, who is becoming like the goddess of death, essentially. Like her goddess, who's the goddess of death, like sacrificed herself, I think, in saving us and helping us like absorb power from that explosion. So Jess
And
is
she's
like,
also sort of like in me.
Yeah.
Right? She's part of me. Right?
The goddess goes into you.
That's a throwback.
That's a season 1 joke. Go back and watch.
Yeah, that's how. Yeah. Oh,
so
dear.
anyways,
Full circle. I'm bringing it back.
yeah. So Jess like went to, there was like, was it a cave that was full of like other gods that had like
It was a
been able to enter
cavey
like our
hole
dimension
thing.
from where they had previously existed. So it was like a business conference for gods.
It was the GodCon.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, Jess went to GodCon
It was my first year at
10,023. And
They were at the grotto.
she had 1-year tickets. It's a very long conference. Yeah, so Jess is like making alliances with other death and death adjacent
I think in
superior
GodCon we call
beings
those
and
collabs.
doing things. And Asher went off and like he's learning Draconic because there's dragons, and he keeps running into words he can't read, and it bothers him because he's a writer / poet / voracious reader. He also started a Bard's Guild, which I gave a name that I don't remember now. But he also made the Bard's Guild.
I will continue to refer to it otherwise until you give me that name.
Did you name it?
Not during
Oh,
the
no.
session.
Yeah, okay.
My
Kinda
note
like
said
that.
TBD. I definitely named it, but the note says TBD, and I don't remember what I named it.
I feel like you said it after we stopped streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me think about it.
And I wasn't sure that you were solid on that name, so I didn't really hold it. But speaking of homework pieces, I didn't do my homework to give Jess her list of gods to choose 25 allies from. So I sent that this morning. So I hope you did your like last minute turnaround homework. Just kidding.
Where'd you send that?
Google.
Oh.
Anyway. Oh, yeah. So Jess is choosing 25 ally gods. No. So then Asher built a Bard's Guild. He hired, if you watch season 1, you'll remember Fawn from the other village, Fisherton, thank you, that we were at, and who was the assistant at the bookstore. And Fawn's all grown up now and was like running a spy network. So,
And
she's
just as an
helping-
aside here, she's older than you all now in maturity.
weird. Anyway,
Go get him, Tiger.
so and so
She
she's
had a
working-
crush on
yeah,
Asher.
Yeah.
she's working with Asher to like firm up his network, and the Bards Guild is like spying on the realm basically, because Asher realized as he was going, he was like gathering information that people in Overton didn't know, like through his adventures. And so, what are you laughing at? What did I say?
Firming up your network.
She's definitely
Right after the
helping you
crunch.
firm up.
Do you want to do the recap?
No, I'm done. I'm done.
Keep laughing.
It's just, you just
I mean,
said
she
it
only
right
rolled
after.
one higher than you did,
Woo!
so maybe she's just feeling like she has to join in.
No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm
All
done.
right.
I promise.
And then, so that's what Asher's been up to. Also, he is learning to teleport between cities. There are 4 major destinations that, like, I've been listening to old
Again.
episodes. I am trying so hard to not say like, so sorry. But anyway, he's learning to teleport between 4 different destinations, and then he can teleport like to less permanent destinations if he draws with the right materials and stuff, draws a thing on the ground. But other than that, he's got spies spying on the Githzerai because he doesn't trust them. He's wondering at their motivations because they've just readily allied themselves with people that he cares about, and he's concerned. Trixie created health potions, which then the military or the guard Grand's brand started to manufacture so they could sell to the guard, I believe, right? And then the guard has some kind of stake in it as well. I don't remember the exact details.
Yeah, she did introduce something that would be a huge interest both militarily, but also just to people in general, and it kind of
And it's
blew
maple
up.
syrup flavored.
Yes. Trixie is the goddess of maple syrup. There was also some rumor mongering that occurred.
Oh yeah, Trixie is
so-
a pirate queen.
So
That's
Trixie
right.
in some
Because
circles is referred to
Tanzanite-
as a pirate queen.
Yeah, Tanzanite told the god of rumors that Trixie is a pirate queen, and the god of rumors came to Asher and said, "Is this true?" And Asher said, "Of course it's true. I thought everybody knew that." And then I rolled very high, and the god of rumors believed it. Yeah, so that's another thing that's happening. So Trixie is an airship pirate queen by reputation. Also potions, also learning to teleport, also... I think have I covered everything? I think we were about to go shopping. I think that's where we left off.
Shopping.
So what I would like to say, unless anybody wants to disagree with this, is that Trixie, in seeking out a new and Trixie, I think you created the handles already. The handle exists. You spent time, like in downtime in travels or on the airship, you've been working on this handle. And would you go ahead and just describe that? What does it look like without the blade attached?
Okay, so because I appreciated the efficiency of like an actual shovel handle, it will have that kind of half moon piece on it. And it would be kind of, it would be very decorative in that, like in the wood carving part of it, it would have like vines and, leaves from various trees from where she grew up. And kind of reluctantly, but in an homage to where she came from, really like how much she's grown, there's an acorn on either side carved out. But it's still plain wood. It does have a stain on it to give it a nice kind of warmth, but there's no paint, there's no color, and just a very like it once it's attached to whatever metal working she comes up with or is able to find and devise, it'll just be wrapped with simple leather and resin. But the handle itself is really just kind of an homage to where she came from, so that she doesn't forget, but also she shows her appreciation.
And what I would like to say is that this effort, especially because this carved haft is something you've been carrying with you for so long. It's a visible decoration. It's becoming synonymous with, oh, there's Trixie and her shovel handle. Your friends know about this project that you have, and I think maybe even Asher, your network, has discovered an individual who might be able to provide the bladed piece, the shovel, so to speak. And that they're one of these beings that suggests that they are a god is in charge of something new that's going off on an island off to the west. And we're going to start using cardinal directions now because so tired of trying to figure out how to describe a place where the magnetic compass does not work. So we're
I
just
think
going
we could do north, south, east, west, but also northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, and each one is a pole. So
totally. Yeah. That makes a ton of sense. And it honestly just saves me. The whole point of this was to say that compasses don't work, but I'm so tired
we'll literally just never use a compass, and then it won't be an issue. But we can directionally on a map. I think we can use those 8 directions.
On the meta game level, we're just going to have to just directionality is a pain.
So anyway, the first thing Asher wants to buy is a compass. Can we find that?
This being has taken residence in a small enclave that was from the old world, has a lot of old world knowledge, and has only recently become introduced to Overton and the allies of Overton, mostly through this being, which I think that Tanzanite might have some interest in as well. Unfortunately, there are no portal locations there. So unless you all disagree with me, I would suggest that all 3 of you have decided that you have an invested interest in discovering more about this place. Even though Asher has already established a little bit of a presence there through the Bards Guild, you all have an interest in it just in general. I think I also shared with you all a map.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the location that's known as the Delve of Marbird and the town of Guns New Hope. It's a small island with a little volcanic piece to it. I think many of you have symbols that relate to what it might be worth to you. And Asher, you've been told by the Gift that this is one of the locations where they've been trying to establish a teleportation circle, but haven't quite established it fully. So they need somebody to go and finish up what they started.
Okay.
I think for the other 2 of you, you just have interests that relate to your own particular brands of work. I think Tanzanite, you've actually never been there, but Trix, you've been there before on your frequent trips around to gather herbs and to develop this metacore that you've been working towards. So the 3 of you have been flying to this location, and we're not gonna go through the narrative travels. The Pirate Queen has a fairly successful track record of traveling places. So within,
She's also calm right now. She's not, plunging.
I mean, out of curiosity, would we teleport
Pillaging? Is that the word you're looking for?
there? If we're trying to firm up the teleport?
Yep.
You're trying to firm up the teleport, but it's not yet functional, and you haven't been there.
Oh, I have to go draw it. Okay.
So you have to go. It's been kind of worked on, but it needs
Please
someone free.
figure out a different phrase for that.
For what?
No, your pirate queen just plunges.
Pirate Queen plunges, and Asher is firming things up. And Tanzanite has things just go into her. Okay. So all 3 of you are traveling.
I mean, you knew what you were getting into.
I need another drink.
I need a
the
first
3
one.
of you are traveling to the this location, and you arrive, and it is a very different sort of feel. The old world structures here still remain, and they are mostly buried underground. And the people here are a bit rougher than you're maybe used to, but you quickly are able to identify where the market is, because it's the first level of what turns out to be a true delve, or a place that goes deeper and deeper and deeper. The people who originally settled here, rather than reclaiming the surface once whatever catastrophic events occurred, just continue to dig deeper and build deeper.
Underton 2.
In some ways similar to like what Underton might have become, except that Underton ended up having a bunch of people from the lands around them come around and you're not an island, so you weren't quite as protected from outside influence. One thing that's distinctive is the features of these people make you recollect the features of a certain guards persons in Fisherton. And you begin to think that maybe this is where those 4 guards actually came from, who were not seeking to hurt, but were, as I think Trixie described, cowards who were seeking to run.
They did now.
Before they were killed in the streets.
Not by me.
Nope. She killed plenty of other guards.
We know 3 of them were dead.
nasty.
We, in game, don't know the other one is dead. But
yeah, you don't know if that person is alive or dead. But and just in your arrival, you get the sense that this is probably where they were trying to get back to, possibly. That they were truly on the run from their problems. And the market square is huge. Asher has a little bit of information about the individual who may be the expert to create the blade, and Tanzanite has a little bit of information about the person who is currently overseeing this workshop that claims to be some sort of god. But none of you have actually met these people. Asher also has a teleportation circle to correct, and Tanzanite a possible person to speak with and gain information. Accompanying you on this flight is Fawn, who is actually going to stay behind and continue developing the operations that she's been tasked
the entertainment network.
Yes. And yeah, so the 3 of you are here in this city. It's a bit of there's a bit of lightheartedness despite the grim work that most of them are doing in the various workshops. You see weaponry being built. You see where there might normally be a tailor just working on finery. They're working on materials that would be used for more mundane or military purposes. There's a lot of war efforts being put together right now. And I think we just lost...
Yeah.
I hear her going, ah! So I think she'll be back.
No worries. We can hear her going, ah, too. It's really fun. But Asher and...
She said she's fine. She said she's fine. She just doesn't like you guys.
No.
Oh.
Knew it.
He's abandoned us forever.
No, I was trying.
Stupid pirate queen.
No, I was trying to minimize my cab in such a way that you are all higher, so I'm not looking. So I was looking more at the camera. So
yeah, I can't wait till I am in my own place again, because I have to look down to see your faces and look up to see the camera, and it's driving me crazy. Can't wait to fix that. All right, so you're all in this market space.
Is there a gem vendor?
Roll a. Are you just asking people, or are you just looking around as you kind of
looking
stroll
around first?
Roll a perception check.
26.
Jesus.
Perceptive.
Whoa. Okay. Great.
When you told us to pick a feat, I might have picked one that boosted my perception, because my perception rolls are always shit.
They are not anymore, so that's awesome.
I also rolled an 18, so that helped.
Wow, that is.
You see every vendor from here to Overton.
I did not expect to roll that high, so now I'm nervous. Okay, so dang, time to change some stat blocks.
It's fine.
You
Leave
do
them where they are.
see a place where there's a vendor. This vendor is you can see that they are trying to make sure their space looks understated. But what stands out to you as you're kind of like meandering around the various stalls is this vendor doesn't look like they're from here. They don't fit the brand of the folks who are part of this world. They're very small in stature, and they kind of remind you of the folk who operate the underground transportation network in Overton. And that's what stands out. And their stall is just everything's covered with little lock boxes.
Out of curiosity, is cartbold, is that an offensive term to the cartbolds? I just recall that's what we called them.
Roll an insight check.
10.
You're unsure if it is. It's definitely what people of Overton just call the folk who run those people. And there have been changes to the folk who live that deeply under Overton. I mean, they live under Underton, along with another folk who seek to collect gems and have become kind of the workforce behind collecting the gems and redistributing those, which may or may not have a relationship to Nee and other individuals of small stature, but there's definitely like a bit of a resemblance that has grown over time. But this individual that looks like what would be a cartbold to you is just sitting there at their little stall.
Okay. I'm going to go over there first and just be like, hello, fellow Overtonian, Undertonian friend.
You get an immediate gasp. Legal tender. All legal tender.
Okay.
He looks up to you. It's like, kind of squints at you a little bit. Oh, yeah. Gems galore. What are you interested in?
I'm looking for diamonds. Do you have diamonds?
They're not exactly exciting, but
They don't necessarily
yes.
have to be. I'm going to describe to him like what would be a 300 to 500 gold diamond. Specifically is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, he pulls out one of these cases that are all locked boxes, but they're all very flat. They look like what we would describe as modern day jewelry boxes, and he flicks it open, and just getting a little bit of a side peek, he is hiding it unless you're going to try to see more. You can see a little bit of velvet and a few different chambers, so to speak, or different sections to it. So it definitely does resemble, at least on the interior, a jewelry case of some sort. But it's just this little flat thing, and he has to do something with his thumb, and when he sticks it in, you can hear him shake his hand. Oh, ow! Sucks his thumb for a second, and then the latch flips open, and he starts pulling a few pieces out, and he puts out with kind of like a little bit of
I'm also going to wave Tanzanite over here because this is also for her.
Okay.
For our wedding ring. No, not really.
He kind of does a little bit too much of a flourish and flicks out a silk handkerchief. And he's definitely making a show of this, and then he sprinkles out, and you can see 4 diamonds of the size and style you described, 2 or 300, and 1 is 500 gold valuation. And then there's another one that just seems off in color a little bit, but it looks like it's actually worth quite a bit more. It's much larger than any of the rest.
I'm going to say these look to be of the variety we're looking for.
Oh, yes, definitely. And I can give you an enormously beneficial deal.
Great.
5,000 gold for the whole set. Or
Would
you
you-
seeking a specific one? And he holds up the bigger one. He's like, this one's quite a bit for most. And he kind of like looks you up and down for a second, and then he tucks it back into the drawer.
I'm going to take a letter from inside my coat that was definitely not written on the boat on the way over here by someone who probably did a lot of correspondence for Nee in his lifetime. So I actually have a line of credit here from the wizard Nee. So I don't have, obviously, it's not safe to just walk around with 5,000 on me, but I was hoping, that this would be good enough. Obviously, a famous man like Nee is a reliable customer.
Okay, first I need you to roll just no, this would be a dexterity check with your modifier, because you do have and this will determine whether or not you have advantage or whatever you have on the next check.
Which modifier?
Your growth modifier, the
Proficiency.
proficiency bonus. Thank
Okay,
you.
That's
I'm
what I
having
thought
a
you meant, but I
day.
wasn't sure. Okay.
Wow, you are proficient with forgery, and so
I'm going to use a lucky point.
Math.
15.
okay. He takes the letter and looks at it for a little bit, and well, I see you really okay. I don't really like dealing with the authorities of Overton so much, but letter of credit that apparently
I mean,
negotiations
Nee
are
mostly,
going well.
Nee mostly lives in Canyonville. He's not really an authority. I mean, he's like an authority figure, but he's not like a pro-authority kind of guy, if you know what I'm saying. He lives by his own rules and stuff. So he's, I think you think you would get along. Like a rebel without a cause. Except I guess he has a cause. A rebel with a cause.
And as you kind of say this, between the 15 for the forgery and his low roll on his perception check, and your kind of like trying to place this in his context and everything, I will say that you have advantage on a deception roll. Why do I even give you deception rolls?
My deception bonus is not nearly as high as my other charisma. Still shaking. Still shaking.
I do
Shake.
think that gives him a thing, and then he can add
Put
to
a hand on
it
my shoulder, maybe.
a guidance thing. Yeah, there it is. I found it.
buddy. You got this.
I love it. She's like putting her hand on your shoulder, going, "I'm doing something. What am I doing? What am I doing? Healing
is-
word? No,
What is
that's from a
guidance?
distance.
D4, D6, D4?
D4. I like lead in, and I'm like, don't do anything yet.
Hold.
Wait,
Hold.
wait.
26.
26.
Ah.
Yes.
You see him reach back into the case, and he pulls that larger discolored diamond out, and he puts it back on the silk and says, "Thank you." And he takes the letter from you and tucks it into the same case that he withdrew the gemstones from, shuts it, and locks it.
Sing me the song
Hello,
of your
Boogie.
people, Serenity Jane.
Yeah, sorry.
No, we're so used to it at this point, and the volume isn't any louder than what we're
Yeah.
doing.
At least Serenity is kind of like halfway in another room. Like our dogs are always laying under the microphone going. So
Ambiance of the city.
Yes.
no, that's motorcycles and music
Yeah.
usually.
I meant the in-game one.
Yeah. This is there's a market dog park. All right.
All right.
And as you're both standing there, Trixie, would you have been, as they're shopping here, would you have been staying with them or watching over them, or would you have moved on?
I would just kind of be perusing the stalls nearby, like keeping an eye on them, because the last time we were kind of all in a market together, somebody stole a book, and then Tanzanite disappeared for a few weeks. So I'm just kind of, which
Actually,
to us was like a month ago.
the last time we were in a real market together, you joined a gang.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I never completed initiation, so I was invited. But
Okay, could you go ahead and roll a perception check?
okay. I don't remember what my modifier is. Okay.
Did I get the diamonds?
Yes.
Okay.
That is another 26.
With you.
I also rolled an 18. So
Tanzanite, I gave you the 300 gold diamonds so you can bring some dead people back if you want.
So
wait, it was
Trixie.
what was it? A 300 or
diamond-
200?
Two of them. 2 diamonds for your resurrection spell.
Amazing.
So the two of you are going about that, and Trixie, what you notice is that there's an individual who looks very different from anyone you've seen ever. They're very tall. They have, at first you don't think that they're even a being, except you've seen some really strange beings in the recent year.
right.
You actually think that they're a statue with how still they're holding at first. And then as you kind of just observe more closely, you realize that this is, that they look like the god of the dragons that Trixie, or that Tanzanite once pointed out to you, but not. They don't have the extra oomph that they have. And they seem to be somewhat quickly walking in a direction of loud hammering.
Tink, tink.
But with a 26, Andy, would you go ahead and describe what Trixie sees as you hurry off towards the sound of the tinkering?
Trixie sees a roughly 6'5",
Well,
big,
Yeah.
tall,
That's like
300
4 times
pound,
Trixie's.
almost dragon-looking being with red scales that have a slight green tinge to them. If you can see the eyes, they're reddish eyes with a green halo, wearing black, very light black cotton pants and a very light white cotton shirt, and moving in that direction. But tall, large, and very dragon-like.
I've got
They
a
definitely
theory.
dominate the
It's
market.
a wizard. It's my theory. Because he's wearing cloth clothes, I think it's a wizard. That's my theory.
Your WoW playing is showing. I am going to look back over my shoulder at Tanzanite and Asher and just kind of go, they'll be fine. And because this guy's been moving this whole time, I'm going to have to use Step of the Wind to catch up because I have little legs.
Okay.
So I try to use Step of the Wind, but not like the teleport, just more like the actual boost. Unless it kind of ends up happening. But we still haven't quite worked that part out. But yeah, I'm gonna try to step to the wind and try to get to be even with him, and let me know if I'm successful at that.
Oh, quite successful with Sip of the Wind. This individual is, while moving with purpose and focus, they're not as speedy as a monk, especially a monk using Step of the Wind. So
Step of the wind.
Andy's
Step of the wind.
character, who we haven't introduced the name yet, so I'm not really going to say it, even though I think it's up on the screen. I just would like you to roll a perception check.
Let's see. That is an 8.
You focused.
She's so small you don't even see.
You know
That's it.
you're going to pick up something from a person that you've placed this order with, and you are very intrigued by what you had seen them doing the last time you were there. So you're kind of still focused on that. You miss that there's a very small being at about knee height to you, a little maybe thigh height to you, that has just suddenly appeared by your side, and so you just continue striding forward.
Hey, and she kind of does like a shuffle step, like sideways, so that she can look at him. But she's like think like crab walk, but without the arms. But just like a shuffle step. Hey, and then she kind of like starts jumping.
I'm just gonna stop and look directly down at her. Just
hi. You going that way?
and then I'm gonna look back up and keep walking.
Wait, and I start shuffle side like wait, I'm looking for a forge. I'm just wondering if that's where you're going, if you can give me directions.
I'm going to a shop. They may have a forge.
Okay, can I walk with you? So I just don't want
You
to
may
like
walk wherever you like.
I don't want you to think I'm like following you. I would just rather walk with you. If that, I don't want to be a creep.
What's your
Like-
name?
Trixie.
Hello, Trixie.
Hi.
You may walk with me.
Awesome. Lead the way. But I'm not following you. I'll walk with you. But
You're
besides
very
you,
talkative.
I always have a lot of energy. It just kind of manifests that way, unless I'm fighting.
Ah, fighting. Interesting. And I'm gonna start walking again.
And I just kind of like try to fall in step, but it's kind of like a step, shuffle step to try to like catch up. Step. So yeah.
What brings you here?
Well, I'm here with a couple of my friends. Like I said, I'm looking for, well, I guess a forge, but mostly for like a blade for this. And I hold up my handle and I try not to drop it as I'm walking. I am dexterous, but I'm not necessarily coordinated.
As she lifts it up, I'm going to reach for it to take a closer look.
Just don't drop it. I spend a lot of time on that.
You just relinquish. You just.
Yeah, I mean, I'm focused on trying to keep up with him, so I would say that my focus was not necessarily to dodge or yeah.
So
I'll give him that one.
I'm just going to look over it, turn it about, hand it back, and just say, "Well crafted."
Thanks. I did put a lot of effort into it. So yeah, I'm looking for a blade for that. My buddy here, I can't remember why is Asher here?
he was the one who heard the rumor of this smith that was doing the work, and also has a need to
Fix the
finish the
teleportation circle.
teleportation
That's
station.
My buddy's working. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. As we're walking, is there any place that sells drinks along the way? Alcoholic drinks.
Go ahead and just, you've been back here before actually, so go ahead and roll a history check with advantage, just to like see if you can place where that spot was.
You can have this one for another $400.
All right, where do I find history? That is, and I roll D4 for the advantage.
No, you just roll the D20 twice and take the higher of the two rolls.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So that would be 14.
Awesome. So you recall that just outside of the place you're going to, there was a place with beverages, and it was kind of like an open air sort of space where you were told at the time when you placed your initial commission that you could go sit and rest, but you didn't have time for that. You had other errands to accomplish, and you also had a concern about somebody following you that you had to deal with at that
Okay.
time. But you get there quite easily, and you know that there's this establishment that offers beverages of various sorts.
Trixie, do you enjoy mead?
I haven't really had it. I mostly.
I like syrup.
I mean, I just, in terms of like drink, I just kind of just do water because I feel like I don't know. I'm 16, so
Proprietor, 2 meads if you have them.
And as you enter the space, you're easily led to a space to sit. All of the, rather than like a traditional bar where you face in towards the barkeeper in like our lives, this is all facing outward. It's kind of like sitting at a cafe, a coffee cafe, where the bar is facing out the windows, except there are no windows. It's just open air. And so you're gestured to take a seat, and they kind of gesture widely, and there's a whole bunch of different spaces for you to take. And they disappear looking for the beverage that you've requested. And as you make yourselves comfortable, amazing service. They're back at your elbows, dropping down to what look like rough ceramic mugs.
we both
Possibly
have the
not
same
well
size
fired.
drink.
Yes.
Oh shit!
I take a sip, swill it around, put it down, and look it back and go, "Excuse me, from which apiary do you source your honey? This is fantastic mead."
You beat me to it, but well done.
Dang you, that was good.
Well done.
You have the inspiration, so you have a D6 available to you to use whenever you want, to add to a D20 roll of any sort. And
You son of a bitch.
the response you get is I was loving where this was leading. I was like, mead? Oh yeah, this is happening. The
I
response
didn't
you
catch
get
on at all. I was like, oh, me, yeah.
Very sneaky, sir.
the proprietor rolled a terrible roll, and they just kind of stammer. I can find out. I think this is from the levels above, and
It's fine. Thank you.
and they kind of nod nervously, and then they go back, and you can see anybody who looks behind them can see that they're like looking at the back of this bottle and squinting because it's written in terrible handwritten notes, and he's trying to, and you can just see like this constant adjustment as he squints at this bottle, unable to figure out where it's from.
I'll look at Trixie and just say, try some. And then you mentioned a friend.
Yeah. Honey? It's made from honey?
Yes, fermented honey.
It's kind of like syrup.
Stop. You're narrating what Trixie's thoughts. And she just kind of like, she takes up the mug and she doesn't take a sip. She kind of like dips her tongue in, kind of like a. Well, that's good.
Indeed it is. I'm going to tip mine back, take a big draught. Now, let's get back on task. Tell me about your friend.
My friend, right. And it's at this point that you realize that alcohol basically affects Trixie and makes her stoned.
Okay.
He's here to fix something. What's the thing that people use to go back and forth from places?
A boat.
A
horse?
No. Like they're there and then poof, they're there.
I'm going to take her mug away.
But
And drink it.
It's good. Thank you. What do I owe you?
And Trixie reclasses to drunken monk.
This is mine. And I leave enough to cover the drinks.
Hey,
It's
you're a pal.
I wouldn't go that far.
I think because Veritor, you know, I don't even know if you shared your name with Trixie yet, but
I haven't. She had never asked, and I haven't volunteered yet.
16!
You very quickly make the change. You know what the price of this stuff is. It's just a few copper tokens of paper money. That's new currency that's been out for the last couple of years. Something that was established as trade was building between these different spaces, and actually just a little bit behind rumor, financial change hit this particular island fairly quickly, just as you actually arrived at this island seeking out rumors of your own interest. So
mysterious.
As the two of you are working there, you can see across the way from you that shop, and glittering lights are at work through windows, and there's a loud whirring that is occurring, and it draws both of your attention to it, and you see up at the top a name, and it says Blered and Flandel, proprietors, Nebelin Associate. And there's just these strange, like almost hard to read, but even harder to say names. It's like when you see a law office here in our real world, and you're just like, Hudamare and Wadawari?
Come, Trixie.
Okay. And she like tries to hop off what I assume is probably a stool. But like obviously her feet don't touch the ground, and she just stumbles a little bit, but it's more just kind of like because she's now experiencing the world probably at like what it is to other people, because normally her brain is just like all the time, so she's just kind of like a little but shakes it off and goes to follow.
So yeah, you enter into this shop, and Veritor knows this space a little bit. It's been here once before. You haven't been here when it was active, though. And the woman who you made your commission with, a small woman who reminds you, Trixie, more of the folk who mine the gems in Underton or below Underton, but definitely a different cast to her features. So she doesn't look like she is of Overton or Underton in any way. She just reminds you of that other group of people, and she's sitting there and dealing with a bunch of mechanical levers that are moving stones about in the air. And it's obvious that she's doing it because every time she pulls one of the stones shifts direction, and then she pulls another lever, and there's probably like 12 levers all just lined up, and she's constantly pulling them. And at the center of them, you can see brighter and brighter light, and the heat is increasing as you sit there. And she continues pulling these different levers, controlling this contraption that is creating both light and heat at the center. And as she kind of pulls the last lever, she turns and looks at both of you coming in and sees Veritor and pulls another lever that's really just oversized for them and kind of like pulls down with her whole body, and then the entire contraption just seems to shut down, and all those stones slowly move to floor level. And you can see there's nothing holding them up. You're not sure how the levers interact with those stones because now they're just laying on the floor or appearing to lay on the floor. And as that kind of occurs there at the center of this, Veritor is um, an object you were looking for, an item that you had asked to have commissioned, and it is they took one of the items that you had and they've turned it into something a little bit more that you hope will help you find someone with answers.
Okay.
And we can talk about that separately, or I can just send you, can't send it to you privately here, but I can send you in Discord a little private message about what it is functionally. So I'll go ahead and do that. But Trixie, you see that this is some sort of shop using arcane means to create things.
That was cool. Whatever you were just doing, that was cool.
Very impressive. Ready?
You get a nod from the proprietor, and she hands you this stone. Let me type this creature, or
That's pretty.
I'm gonna just be looking it over.
and as you kind of look it over, it sparkles, and you can see where the original piece that you had handed off is embedded within it. You'd already paid for the commission, so she just hands it off to you. And all right.
Thank you.
Hope it does what you want it to do. I followed the directions I was given, so it's helpful to have 3 patrons who seem to know more things than they should. And she kind of head tilts, and you can see painted on this 3 stylized images of a forge, and on one of them is an iron mule. Looks like it's totally made out of iron. Another one is a flaming hammer, and then the last one is a set of bellows, but instead of the end of the bellows having handles, it has 2 lizard tails.
I'm sure it will do nicely. My friend here had a question.
And you, Trixie, you're looking at your own height. This person is eye level with you.
And I go, "Hi, I'm Trixie."
I'm Jill, and they kind of like put their hand out.
Hi. So yeah, my friend. What's your name again?
Veritar.
Veritar. Super nice. Bought me a really tasty drink. So he said I might. Sorry?
Is she okay?
I have no idea.
I'm fine. Just a little.
You're how old?
I'm 16.
Oh, that's adulthood.
I guess that depends if you ask my parents or not, but
you see Jill kind of smiling.
anyways, so I made this, and I pull out the handle, and I'm looking for an end to put on it. And usually, and at this point I still have my other shovel because I haven't replaced it yet. I take it out. It's very worn. Like you can see there's like a major kind of crack in it, so I can't actually use it. It's just very like it's wrapped strategically to keep it from splitting any further. But one good whack at anybody would do it in. Think like Ron's wand in the second Harry Potter book, for a reference. Although we're not talking about. Sorry, never mind. Anyways, true ADHD kicking in. So I want something that'll do like kind of like this, but like it doesn't need to be sharp necessarily. I don't plan to like stab anybody with it. But it would be helpful if it could like, I don't know, fit into crevices to pry stuff, I guess. But I mostly use it to hit people with. So I usually
she'll just grin when you say to hit people with.
So like I this handle part is so that I can, swing it and get a little bit farther, but I also use it as a staff. And sometimes as a walking stick, but not very often, just usually if I'm like really, really tired. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. And my friend said there might be someone here on the island that could do this. Is that you? Are you the person?
Oh, I definitely can do something for you. Let's see. And you can see her like do the like fingers tapping each fingertip to each fingertip. Yes. How soon? Like today?
I mean, I
I don't have any commissions at the moment, so I just finished things up. Yours was the last one. She kind of nods
And
her
I'm
head.
just still looking it over. And
how long do you need? I don't think we have any plans to leave soon.
Would you like to help?
Yeah, but I can't really like think right now.
You don't need to think, but can you follow directions?
I can certainly try. I mean, I can follow orders. Is that the same thing?
I think so.
Sorry. Okay. I will try.
as they're beginning that, I'm going to say, "It was nice to meet you," and begin to exit.
Oh,
the shop.
what? He's not a talker, is he?
He's trying to find something. That's what I made for him, as a stone to find something. I don't really know what.
Huh. I mean, did he just like ask? That's usually also a way to find things, but again, he doesn't seem like much of a talker. Anyways, I feel like there's something we're forgetting. Money?
Yes. Probably 1,000 gold. If you want it to be super powerful. If you're looking for something more like meh, 500 gold.
Well, I want it to be powerful, but side note, I literally don't have any idea. Like, I have the gems. Like, I don't know if I would have gained any wealth or anything from my unintentional exploit into the...
Roll a pair of D12s.
A pair of D12s. Oh, I'm going to be poor.
I have more letters.
Yeah, but does she know that?
She knows that her friend is a good negotiator.
Out of a possible 24, I rolled an 11 and a 1.
Well, that's okay because you put 2 zeros behind it,
11 and a 1.
and that's how
Okay,
much
1200.
paper gold you have.
Hey! Okay. Hang on. And I just kind of like open my pouch and I take out most of the money and I'm like, I think this is it, right? This isn't what we used to use, but this is what you use.
Yeah, it seems to be the thing these days. And she takes it and she starts counting it out, and she hands you a couple bills back.
I'm just picturing
Kinda
Julia
gives you-
Roberts. I have all this money. I don't.
And she begins to work with you, and she takes a hunk of what just looks like pewter to you. It doesn't look like anything special at all, but she sticks it in the middle of that space where there's the glowing things, and she starts powering up that huge lever, and then she starts giving you directions to pull different levers, and she's pulling different levers, and she giggles as she's doing it, and she's getting excited. Could you roll a dexterity check?
Okay.
With disadvantage because you're
Okay. I was gonna say every
Sorry,
time.
Riss.
No, it's fine. No. That it was a character choice that I had kind of made a long time ago. I just never had the chance to implement it. So, thank you. It is the way of
It's the
holding
beauty of
true to
D&D.
RP. Yes.
Immune to poison, weak
Disadvantage.
against alcohol.
Yes, poison technically counts as an alcohol, but like
Nah, I don't put alcohol and poison in the same place. If it's recreational, we have to have different rules for it.
yeah.
Otherwise,
agreed.
it's no fun.
With disadvantage.
One might say it's homebrew.
I hate you so much.
She married me out of hate.
What am I? A dexterity check?
It's like a Sith marriage.
Yes. I can't see that.
You can see it. Hold
Is that a
on.
1?
Yes, it is a 1.
It's a 1.
Oh,
The other
Oh.
one.
One.
The other one was a 16.
Awesome.
So what I was gonna say is every time she giggles, I start giggling.
Okay. So as that giggle goes back and forth, you both totally muff up the first creation. And there is an explosion of smoke and light. And you're both in giggles on the ground, just laughing. And therefore, this project is going to take you all day rather than a few hours.
Oh,
This is like real
As you
life when
both-
Larissa makes a new friend.
as you both start to restart and restart and restart.
12 hours later.
Yes. In the meantime, Tanzanite and Asher, you finish your purchase and you turn around and the squirrel's gone.
The Pirate Queen has left us.
Oh, I can't believe people bought that. That's hilarious. Well done. Good job.
Thank you.
You said you couldn't tell jokes, but that's hilarious. That's really funny.
I absolutely love what Matt said. So your
That's my boy.
Canon, the one patch of universe you're in explodes into oblivion.
Giant mushroom cloud.
Is there anything else you want to buy? I've been looking around the Canyonville shops, but I think they're mostly like bought up by the military, so it's hard to find stuff there.
I don't necessarily need
There's a thing I just made up.
to buy anything, but I could use a jeweler.
Is the gem vendor also a jeweler?
Since you're standing right there talking to him and he's still in hearing shot, he just shakes his head.
Okay.
No.
Do you know of someone who would be able to create a piece of jewelry for me?
Well, they purchase from me, but they don't give me commission. So what's it to you? You can see like a little greedy gleam in his eyes.
I look at Asher and I go, I have nothing, and I feel like we could find it on our own.
I'm going to take out like a few gold pieces and just like pass them along, or just like set them on the table and be like, who's the best jeweler around here?
Well, 5 stalls along, you'll find, though I don't know if you'll like this, but Garl Glitter Gold apparently claims to be something, so that's the one you want to find.
Cool. I'm going to also take...
You look down and the gold is gone.
I'm going to set a couple more and be like, where would I find weapons like this? And I'm going to take out my pistol and just do like a full on like show. And then put it back.
Back in pocket.
Yes.
You see his eyes just get wide for a second, and then he tries to like hide that a little bit. He says, Blered, Flandel, and Nebulin. Those are your people.
Thank you. Have a lovely day, and I will tell Nee to pay you and then forget you exist.
You recognize those names as the ones that your network uncovered.
Okay. Is that where... That's where Trixie is, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you're walking along, you, Tanzanite and Asher, would you go ahead and roll perception checks?
Mm-hmm.
17.
Perception. $18.
I think the two of you almost at the same time notice this individual because he stands out. He's tall. He looks like
Andre the
a dragon. I think for you, Tanzanite, he looks like the god claimant that you met in the first day that claimed to be the dragon that had been under Underton. And he looks a lot like him, except this coloring of his scales is wrong. He doesn't look like look quite as overdone. But there's a bit of that silver dragon's head in them, except that they're just the wrong color. They're all the wrong color. And they're not as viscerally impressive. So as you kind of pull up to this jeweler, they just stand out. They're obvious to everyone, kind of like you stand out in this crowd. You don't fit the people of this town. And it's just eye-catching to see other people who don't fit.
And you said I knew his name?
You knew the name of the god claimant that you associated with this look. They called themselves Bahamut when you met them. But you knew your friends heard a different name when they were underground. But this person claims to be the same being.
And you're just standing there? He's standing there?
He's walking along.
Walking along, examining my
Kind of
new
distracted.
shiny toy.
I would be like, hey, excuse me, sir, did you see a little tiny furry person about this high, but really hyper, lots of energy? Did she go this way?
Trixie.
Yeah. we're Trixie's friends. We're just trying to figure out. We turned around and she was gone. She does that.
Ah,
She's easily distracted.
Rude.
check the shop. Although there was just a loud noise, I'd be a little careful.
It's probably fine. That happens when Trixie goes places. She.
By the way,
She's
your
probably
friend
punching
cannot
something.
handle her drink.
Uh-oh.
What did you give her?
Well, she just had a finger full of mead.
Was it from a good apiary?
I was unable to catch the name. However, I asked the same thing myself.
I grew up in a tavern, so I have a slight interest. Sorry, I don't mean to like distract you from your day. Thank you for your help.
Oh, you're quite welcome.
Are you carrying your stone that you got, or is it like
Yeah.
put away?
No, I'm looking
He's
at
holding it.
What does it look like?
Do you want to describe it, or do you want me to describe it?
You can describe it.
So this looks really done up. You can see that there is a center kind of tourmaline colored stone, but it seems to shift colors even as you look more closely at it. So go ahead and roll a perception check.
Perception. That's an 11.
So this is a right now in this light a tourmaline color, but you know that it's changed color several times as you walked along, and it has much more of a strangely shifting opalescence to it, and tons of little gold beads, like they had been melted gold beads that kind of beaded up themselves and then were sprinkled around the stone, but sprinkled around in a pattern that also, even as you are looking at it and thinking about what you want and what you're seeking, tends to shift and move as you are slowly becoming more and more connected to this stone by observation and figuring out what it does.
Okay.
And you definitely know what it does at this point.
Yep. And I'm going to kind of ignore them for the second and start focusing on trying to find with this somebody who knows what I'm seeking.
So this individual kind of stops it, and Tanzanite, you are standing there at the jewelry shop. It's not really even a shop; it's a stall, and this individual has stopped there. Asher, you're stopped and observing him look at this stone, and so there's just this moment. Tanzanite, you've begun negotiations for whatever you're looking for. Do you know what you're looking for?
Yes, I'm wanting them to make I'm wanting them to take one of my favorite old tiaras and my mother's tiara and the 2 diamonds that Asher just got and form a new tiara that kind of represents my old life and then this new path that I'm on.
Okay, so as you're negotiating this and
That's what I want.
describing your desires, Veritar, I would like you to roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier. If
Okay.
you need help finding that, I can help you with that. But
Give me just a moment.
As he's like doing that, I'm just gonna be like staring at the stone, like kind of like, ooh,
That's a
pretty nice.
+5, so whoops. That is a 17.
awesome. So with the 17, are you trying to hide what it starts doing as it starts to shift, or are you being pretty open about it?
I'm being pretty open about it. I think knowing my size and my height and just kind of knowing the area, I'm not too intimidated by most of the folks around, so
Okay.
I'm not worried.
So those little beads of gold all move, and most of them move in the direction of this elven being, Tanzanite. A few move towards this other being Asher, and a few move back the way you just came. but a ton of them are pilling around the section where this elven creature is.
Elven
Okay.
goddess.
I'm going to walk.
Creepy because she's got shadows kind of hovering about her in places where shadows shouldn't be, but otherwise she's, a pallid elf.
The only one you're not like ridiculously tall standing next to.
Yeah, she's like, what did I say?
6
She's
foot.
like,
You're like
6
6
foot.
foot or something,
Yeah.
you say? Yeah.
No.
So
Couldn't
still
remember
having
if I
a
was,
bit
like,
of a height
6'1".
advantage, I am going to walk within a half a foot of her face. Like, just, I don't care what else she's doing. I'm just going to interspace myself there, look down the little bit I can at her, and what do you know of Tiamat? And I want to intimidate her at this point.
Okay.
Ooh.
So why don't you roll intimidation and
All right.
what do I
Meanwhile, my
remember
hand
of
is just-
Tiamat?
My hand is just coming to casually rest on the hilt of my
Skills. All right.
Tanzanite.
like an overzealous cop at a traffic
I
I
stop.
would
I'm
like
just
you
like,
to roll a charisma saving throw.
Let's not make that,
That
connection
is
to us.
a 24.
Okay.
Charisma. Oh, I bet I'm gonna be real scared.
the difference is I have a reason.
Saving throws, charisma. Oh! Not one.
Oh no!
You are afeared.
Uh,
I'm scared. I'm like, oh.
okay. So in this moment,
And I'm doing this because everything really went to her, so it's just a...
yeah, for some reason, this individual and their presence and the way that they're doing this reminds you of when you were taken. For some reason, it just like triggers that whole memory cascade. What is your physical reaction to being drawn into that line of thought?
Almost like the world dropping out from underneath you without actually falling, if that makes sense. If that's ever happened to you, like that kind of like, I feel like I'm falling to the ground without actually falling. I fall into a campfire. I just go, ah!
Given that there's not really a campfire here, though, but I like what Miriam's got here. It's great. You
I run
fall.
into the
Thank you,
fire
ma'am.
at the.
You fall, and you fall like because of how he interposed himself. You fall back into the jewelry stall, and just it's a huge crash and cacophony.
Is there a campfire in the jewelry store?
There's a small torch-like setup, and you can feel heat starting to heat up at your back, but it isn't. It isn't.
You don't take any damage.
Yeah.
You don't take any damage in this moment, but you do start to feel heat.
Just as that happens, I'm going to say, don't listen to him. Listen to my voice instead. Come back to me now. And
I'm going to
cast
turn and
Counter
look
Charm.
at...
Calm emotions. That
If I see that happening...
well, first, because he did cast this, are you, unless you're trying to do a counterspell?
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
Oh, snap.
If I know this is coming, because, like, I want my answer.
Yeah. So could I have, if you're casting counterspell, what level are you casting it at?
I am going to cast that at 5th level.
Ooh.
Because I do not want this to fail.
Okay.
I'm
and
going
what
to
level are
go ahead
you
and say he
casting?
probably just murdered my level 1 Counter Charm spell.
Oh, you're just saying level 1. Okay, you weren't upcasting it. Okay.
Wait,
so
where is Counter Charm?
where
I
is?
have it. I'm trying to remember what level it is because I'm not seeing it in 1. Maybe it's higher.
You mean calm emotions?
Shit, where'd it go? I have haikus written for it. I know that I have it, but I can't find it in my spell list.
You're talking about calm emotions, right?
No, I'm talking about Counter Charm.
Oh, you're trying to counter charm his counterspell?
Yeah,
No.
no. Originally, I cast Counter Charm, and that's what he's
No, you originally cast Calm Emotions.
I don't have
Bring
calm
her down.
emotions.
He said counterspell.
Oh,
Counter
Or
charm.
counter charm.
So
counter
that she would get
charm.
advantage against the fear. That's what I was trying to do.
oh, okay. Sorry, I got very
Oh,
confused because I
okay.
thought you said Calm Emotions, so I was like going to have to deal with everybody getting hit by that. But Counter Charm, I think, is a feature of yours.
Yeah, I think I screwed something up when I leveled because counter charm is missing from my spell list.
It's
Okay.
still on your
Because I was
spell
thinking
list.
it was a spell he was casting, so it was like,
I definitely
not a-
have it. I just don't know
an
why it's
act-
not here.
nope, that's fine.
No. It's okay. I'll slow down, everybody. It's in features and traits, and it's an action you do. It's not a spell. And you've given her advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. So it's not a spell. It's not a spell list. You wouldn't have cast counterspell because you wouldn't have had that. You just he
Okay,
just
my bad.
exudes this thing. So we'll retcon all that away.
Got it.
Even though I kind of
I guess we don't have to fight. Sorry. Yet.
And then what that gives you, Jess, is that you kind of have that initial reaction, but what I'll have you do is I'll have you roll another d20, and we'll use this to see if you overcome being frightened right now.
Okay.
Add your charisma. Don't roll a 1.
I mean, it could be funny if you do.
How did you roll 2 1s?
Oh,
Don't
no.
ask me, ask the computer.
Did you just roll another one?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
2 nat ones.
Well,
2 nat ones. I am unlucky. 2 nat ones.
And you just peed your
Where
pants.
have you still not found your actual die?
I'm not back yet. I get back
right.
tomorrow or something.
Oh,
I
This
disappeared
lovely
to the
elf.
seaside. Not
And you just
seaside,
peed your
but the
pants.
seaside.
oh, honey.
okay, so taking
Jess is
Miriam's
Blame
currently-
D&D Beyond.
Finding nat ones by the seashore.
taking Miriam's original suggestion, that heat you feel causes you another cascade of fear, and you kind of instinctively I like Mara.
Oh, no.
Mara's one. Instinctively roll out of the stall, causing more crashes. And at first, the proprietor looked upset, but then seeing this, she just starts laughing. Because your instinctual fear, she hasn't picked up that it isn't just ridiculous, and her stall was already kind of broken up by the first hit, and now she's just laughing and kind of like that exhausted, exasperated shopkeeper who's going to have to fix this all, but just can't deal with it right now. And she stops and waits for a second, and Asher and Veritor, you can see that your approach has just befuddled and broken apart this person, which is very strange because she seemed very put together a moment ago.
I'm gonna step between them. I'm gonna say, look, we know a little bit about Tiamat, but we are not gonna help you if you don't stop what you're doing, and we're also gonna have a real problem.
Veritor, how
I'll
do you
kind of do a deep kind of. Fair enough. I'm sorry. My reaction is a family thing. And I will reach down to offer a hand to Tanzanite. My apologies.
Tiamat's my real daddy.
But I'm still afraid, right? Or because he's like
wait, Tiamat's female.
because
Never
he's
mind.
chilling, I'm chill now. How does this work?
This was just a personality thing that you rolled in that one, so it had to be more ridiculous than it would have been otherwise. There
But I'm
was
still
no
frightened,
spell.
right?
There was no spell involved.
It
You
wasn't
just
a
had
status
these
effect.
triggers.
Oh, right.
It was just,
It was
I-
like an intimidation thing.
Boom.
Yes,
Right.
Yeah.
It's just,
He
each
just
time it happened,
PTSD'd you
kept
for a
going.
second.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
It was
you
just
just,
such a dramatic thing that I'm like, obviously he did something to me.
So you regain yourself. You realize that this isn't the situations that were triggered by both series of events, the heating at your back and the original thought about being kidnapped. As his Veritor's face, although I don't think you know their name. Did you just introduce yourself?
No.
Reaches down to offer you their hand.
I look at him and I offer my hand to Asher.
I will help her up.
Okay. So the three of you have caused a bit of a
So
commotion.
what you're saying is we're holding hands.
For definitely a second too long, and then I'm like,
Aw.
You've definitely caused a commotion.
If Trixie was here, she would be
There's
like,
a crowd gathered that is just kind of like, some of them are looking a little worried, and then up stumps two individuals in a uniform of some sort, and they look around and break it up, and
I'm gonna
people
say
begin to
it was just
disperse.
an accident. We're gonna pay for all this. Sorry for the disturbance.
They kind of look over at the proprietress. Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
here it comes.
30.
Here comes
Jeez!
Nice.
I really want him to not win one of these.
But he's got luck. Oh God.
I would have to
So-
pull a
Dang,
Jess in
I
that
just
one
rolled
twice in
two
a row.
nat one. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I just need that to happen. That the day that happens, I'm going to just like leave the what happens banner up until somebody gets something really juicy. So the that in that moment when you say that, it's like everybody just takes a deep breath. You can see the guard still gives you a look, and kind of looks at the dragonish creature, and the individual who was just on the ground, and kind of at the shopkeeper, who seems to have contained her laughter and is just kind of looking down with her shoulders a little slumped, but kind of perked up when you said that you would cover the cost of the destruction. And they kind of make eye contact with you. Contain your friends, or we will have to come back again. This is your warning. And then the two
Thank you for your
individuals
understanding.
kind of nod to you,
Hey,
and
Cap.
then I keep walking
I
through you.
wave.
I forgot about that.
God.
For a quick second, I was like, I'm gonna have to bust this butthead out of jail again.
I busted myself out of jail. Thank you very much.
Oh, geez.
Well,
I
I
dimension
tried.
doored through a wall.
So, yeah. So the three of you, I mean, making recompense with the individuals on the ground. You're kind of there for a little bit, and it's taking a little bit of time, but eventually everything is handled and sorted with the proprietress. I rolled her. She was very much agreeable with she was having a good day, apparently, because everything she rolled was for the positive for y'all.
Hey,
She thought you were hilarious.
I'll say, like, once all that's settled and like she's working on Tanzanite's thing or whatever, I'm gonna say, like, where's that meat at? Let's talk.
I owe you that much at least. This way.
Okay.
And I'll lead them to the shop.
So Tanzanite, she's working on your item, but she's got both your diamonds and your circlets. So you've left those behind with her. Don't forget to go back. I say this and worry that
And if
you'll
I
forget.
die, you better sacrifice that diamond for me.
Yeah, there are conveniently 2 friends and 2 diamonds.
Yes. So you go back to the meat hall, Veritor, and you are now twice in a
fast.
day, the same place.
So sorry.
Yes.
Are we passing where Trixie is on the way to the meat shop? Because they're right next to each other, right?
They're right there. Pretty much.
The meat shop comes first, but you're literally sitting facing the meat shop, the openings to it, unless you choose to face a dark alleyway.
Can we hear, like, the ruckus and laughter from in there because of Trixie's Nat 1?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Mainly, I just wanted to say... Sorry, go ahead.
There's a lot of smoke coming from the building.
Your friend
I think we found
drunker than I
Trixie.
thought.
I just would have wanted to pop in there and be like, Trixie, we're having some mead next door when you're done goofing off.
I think that yeah. How do you react to that pop in? Jill just seems to be having a great time working with you.
Hi.
Oh my lord.
We're doing a
Are you
thing.
okay? Do you need
Yeah.
anything?
Well, no, I had all the money I needed. So I met this guy. He was really tall, like a tree, taller than you. And he gave me it's made out of honey. It was really good. And then he helped me find this place. So we're making my blade, but yeah, hi.
And okay, and you're okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm fine.
I'm gonna look to the person she's with and be like, are you okay? Are the both of you okay?
Yeah.
She
Oh, oh. You know what? I'm gonna go. Okay, we're next
she's
door.
giggling as well, but she's a little bit more in control of that
Right.
giggle.
I feel like there's like
Um,
you should. I have an idea. Larissa, you'll hate me. You should make Larissa roll a d6 for how many sections of her fur are singed by this point. She's working around a forge, drunk as shit.
Well, hopefully the more in control one would be like,
Maybe.
Why do you torture? This is animal cruelty.
I mean, like singed off, just like a little. Like, why does it smell like
those are a
molten metal
little
and burnt hair in
shorter.
here?
we'll hold it up for a second. Could you just do me another dexterity roll with disadvantage because you've continued the drunken
I mean, I'm
thing?
sorry.
Just
I should just be
to
quiet.
see.
Yeah, you should. I know where you live, a-hole. With disadvantage, right? No, I'm just. It's dex. Okay, so is it a save or just a check?
Just a check.
Okay.
This isn't done to you. until
11.
It is.
11.
Okay, so you failed to now do a dexterity save.
With also disadvantage still?
Yes. No. The dexterity, straight dexterity save.
Okay.
This kicks in much more of your sobering thoughts.
$11.
Okay.
I rolled
I
it
think
too.
Tanzanite, as you're watching them both giggling and they're working the levers and Jill's giving directions and they're working the levers, and you just hear Trixie kind of giggle like that. There's this moment, and suddenly Trixie gets picked up off the ground and sucked into the machine. Immediately, Jill pulls down the lever that stops everything. But for a moment, Trixie, you are swirling in the space with a molten object. What do you do as you get sucked into that space? What is there any reaction that you pull? This sobers you up instantly.
So I'm like swirling around
you get
in
pulled
molten
in,
or
and
like
at the center
in
is
the
this
same
like
space?
somehow mobilized metal that is in motion, that is moving and wiggling as you each have worked the different levers. And you're being pulled toward it in seconds. What do you do, if anything?
Stop.
So just in time, she pulls the lever down and you're turned away, your face facing absolutely the wrong way. And you just hear this.
Get me out of here.
All the little objects are down on the ground again, and the area is clear. And you, even as you hear that sizzling sound, you look and the little molten metal thing is no longer molten. It's just sitting there. And Jill's going, "You okay? Did you touch it? Did you touch it?"
I don't know. I wasn't looking. It was really bright.
She looks at you, and then she starts giggling again.
What?
We're going to have to get you some new clothes. They're just patchwork of little spots of like where the material was being reformed, and it doesn't look terrible, except it's falling off because it's been kind of sundered in places.
Shit. What? Give me something. Like, you have a blanket? Jesus.
Okay. With that, you're all continuing to do your work.
The rest is like this for the rest of the game.
I just want to do a check-in, an adult human being check-in. We could go straight to 12, or we could take a break right now and go to 12:30.
Rick's
works for
12.
you? My 12.
Us.
2 for Andy, 3 for us.
Yes.
I'm fine with whatever.
From west to east, 12, 1, 2, 3.
I could use a quick little break just
Yeah.
to use the potty.
So why don't we take a 15 right now? But I want to say that as Larissa or as Trixie is screaming and they're figuring out clothes and you're getting some clothes from Jill, who's like offering you her own stuff from some drawers in the back, some strange, maybe not perfectly fitting, but she's the same height as you. You all hear in your various locations. Tanzanite is maybe still at the door. Trixie is inside. Jill is inside. Veritor and Asher, you're both at the bar. You hear this enormous crushing sound.
No.
Oh boy.
And that's where we'll take our break for 15.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
All right. I'm gonna go
Andy,
ahead.
if you summon Tiamat here when I'm at level 11, I
When are we coming back?
We will be back at
do you want to say 2:15?
2:15 our
Or
time.
2:15
East
your
Coasters.
time.
1:15 Andy's time, 11:15
Andy's
Rick's time.
11:15 my time. Beautiful.
From west to east, 11:15,
west to
12:15, 1:15, 2:15.
Oh boy. Well,
Perfect.
thank you, and hope you all have a great break. We will see you in a moment.
Yay.
Hello, and
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Rick.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
there you are. You're good.
Rick, we lost you.
Oh, wait.
I'm here.
There we go.
Now you're
I'm
back.
here. Welcome back to Probability of Demise. I hid Tanzanite. For those of you who are wondering where she's at right now, she has not made it back to the stream yet. She's probably got busy with lots of things to do. She is not in her own home. But wanted to welcome you all back and welcome you back to commercial time.
Well, hello.
So, Andy, are you doing this, or did you elect someone to be a reader, or is this all?
I can do it. It's fine.
That's awesome. I love
All
that you're
right.
doing it, because that means I don't have to do it.
We like your gumption, kid.
Nope. I can pull her back in, and we are going to switch formats really quickly as soon as I figure out how to switch it to the right person.
Hey.
Hey.
That's
All
really
right.
not doing what I wanted it to do, but I'm going to pretend. Nope. Still didn't do what I wanted it to do.
You had it.
Do you need some help over there?
I want him to be in the big space where I'm at right now, and all of us to be on the side so our reactions are still held.
There you go.
Hey.
Yay!
Hey, Rourke, drop and drag.
Oh, seriously?
Creature reference, yep.
Oh, my God.
Drop and drag, or do you mean drag and drop?
Drag
I
and
am
drop, yes.
so annoyed that it's that easy.
Thank you, StreamYard. That's very easy.
Thank you,
Yes.
StreamYard, for being an excellent thing. Please sponsor us.
All right.
I'm gonna cut that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna cut that later for TikTok and then tag StreamYard in it.
Thank you.
Nice. Well, all right.
Commercial time.
Introducing the self-inducing portable pod. Do you find yourself thirsty for an adventure, but have no one to go forth with? Well, try a sip of POD technology. The self-inducing portable pod, or SIP, will put some zip back into your gaming life. Just drink the small vial of potion and watch as you induce 3 mirror images of yourself ready to form a party for anything your heart desires. SIP can save your day from being a drip and make it a trip. So don't get blue. Just take a sip and make more of you. Self-inducing portable pod lasts for 24 hours or until duplicates have lost all hit points. SIP was created and developed for POD Technologies by Trixie. SIP potion has been tested exclusively on animal. Yes, animal, not plural. Self-inducing portable pod does not stack. If duplicates last more than 24 hours, seek out your nearest magic user, as this can be a sign of their burgeoning self-awareness.
Oh, that was excellent.
Well done. You're hired.
Oh my God. That was so good.
That was
Holy shit.
excellent. Oh my God. Yeah.
And after that, I'm announcing my retirement as commercial writer for this podcast.
Oh,
That was so good, Andy.
I try. Every
That
once in a
was
while, I
brilliant.
get a little genius.
That was a nat 20 if I ever saw one. Wow.
oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I know you already have inspiration, but I feel like that just doubled your inspiration right there.
Take it. Just take
That
it.
was-
Take the,
Do
take
it.
the
Do
dual
it.
inspiration and run.
I've got it.
Andy's collecting all the inspiration for this session. So
Here's a question: Can you, when you have 2 DM inspirations, can you roll them both at once? Can you add them to a single roll?
What if I took some sip? And then one used one, and one of my doppelgangers used one.
I know Larissa earlier called me Chaos Gremlin, and that is so true because I'm sitting here going like, yeah, that would be really funny or really horrible. And so yes, you can use both of them. You just have to use them both before you know the result of the roll.
Yep.
Oh.
Now I feel like I need to
Okay.
give Andy Bardic inspiration so he can use 3 of them. And guidance.
Little guidance.
Let's make Andy roll a 50 on something.
So I rolled a 700. What's that do?
The world ends. Chaos ensues.
Interesting. Because I dragged and dropped Andy, that we're all in different spots now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
noticed that, and
yeah.
I'm like, this is fun.
It's like the shell game. Like, who's gonna end up where?
Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like you being in the center makes the most
Find,
sense. That
find
works.
the GM. Where'd they go?
I honestly really kind of enjoy that you can drag and if I had known, maybe I did know at some point, if I had known you could drag and drop, I would have dragged and dropped a long time ago. Oh, man. Okay.
Oh, God.
So welcome back to our story in Atland.
Wait. I want to be by Andy. Hey, Daddy.
Oh,
Aw. Here in the
Hi,
location
Jess.
This is what happens.
called-
This is what happens when you give me admin rights.
Hi, Jess.
it's like the Brady Bunch.
The Brady Bunch.
Just remember,
Ugh.
if you're mirrored, point opposite.
Oh,
Yeah. So you are near the Delve of Mary Beard in the town of Guns, New
And
Hope.
roses.
sweet child of mine.
And we're done. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
Oh, painful.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry. Did you just call
you're-
my pun painful?
You're breaking me. You're breaking me today.
Oh,
Oh my
At least
God.
we've stopped
oh,
apologizing. for our
revenge is
puns.
so sweet. Sweeter
Okay.
than
I had to take a sip of yerba mate to keep up with all this business.
A sip.
A glug. A sip, a drip, a trip. Oh, okay. So, as we closed out right before the break, there would have been a large explosive sound. The sound of actually stone exploding out in multiple directions. And for those who are outside, and this would be Tanzanite at the entrance of the door, as well as Veritor and Asher,
Get my meat.
you witness the ground kind of open up quite quickly, and three large beings emerge as they kind of shatter forth. And there's almost a sense that they are also surprised with their explosive entrance to the space. But these horrific looking beings are large. They seem to be so covered in soil and rock and dirt that they very easily seem to move through. That at first it's hard to see that they're actually kind of have a copper sheen to their carapaces. But you see huge mandibles reaching out and down, almost as long as their long, extensive clawed arms. And then secondary mandibles that are of a slightly smaller size, huge insectoid face with multiple orifices that could be eyes or other positionality for the creature. They stand bipedally, but it's clear that that is not a sign of sentience, just based on how they react coming up and coming up to the top, because they waste no time before immediately snapping up three shoppers, each in their mandibles. And those three shoppers had seemed to just become still when looking at these creatures, and before you are even able to do more than shout, they have killed. And I will give you a few moments to decide what's going on. I had to move screens, and now I'm getting pounded on.
No,
No,
not
it was me.
no. Jason, yeah.
You said before you
Okay.
could even shout they were dead or whatever, and I was like, oh.
So I couldn't
So
look at
she
the
went,
screen
"Bop, bop, bop."
and my instructions. Sorry. But yes, you see these beings appear, and you see one young shopper scurrying away, but there are others who are staring at these beasts and seem to have gone limp, just standing there as these three beasts start to crunch on the bodies that they've already collected. What is your reaction in this moment before I have you roll initiative?
I'm going to just stand up and face the direction that, like, just up, boom, up and ready for
Up at the
action.
table.
Did we have mead yet?
Yeah, there's mead at your table.
I'm just gonna be like, and just drain it, like, and then turn and stand next to him.
Okay. You're about 60 feet away from these three creatures. You're a little bit closer to the nearest limp.
Actually, draw my gun and stand next to him.
Effectively limp shopper is about 30 feet from you. And then there's a couple others that are closer to them. Tanzanite, you're a little bit closer. You're about 45 feet away from these three creatures. And
Okay.
just 15 feet from you is somebody who is also limp. Though the people who are just a little bit further away from these creatures that are closer to you than this individual still seem to have their faculties intact and are fleeing. It's very quick that the space is becoming empty. You hear Jill from behind shout out, "What's that?" Trixie, you also have heard this noise, and you can see that Jill does not accept this as a normal sound of the market space, and is showing some signs of alarm and confusion and curiosity.
I'm going to finish pulling whatever pants are up,
Replacement
and then
trousers,
and be
the
like, "Oh,
suspenders."
hey, there's a spot for a tent. That's convenient." And I and I am gonna bust it out the door. Like I'll be like, I'll be right back.
BRB.
Yeah.
All right, so what I need you to do now is roll initiative. If there's any observations you would make, perception checks you would make, we can go ahead and make those now. If there's anything that you want to like reference file on what yourself would be doing, let me know. But otherwise, we're going into initiative order.
I'd be reaching into my components pouch.
Okay.
So you're saying you're shoving your hand in your pants?
Uh-huh.
All right. So, Trixie, what'd you get?
15.
Asher, what'd you get?
I miss Batalony so
God.
bad.
12.
12?
Oh,
No, sorry.
Tanzanite, what'd you get?
17.
I'm working
17.
on it.
Barracher,
Sorry,
what'd you get?
I was doing math. Sorry, 17.
Wait, Asher's doing 17?
Yeah.
Barracher, what'd you get?
I got
Oh,
20.
nice.
20.
A nat 20 or dirty 20?
Not a dirty 20.
Oh, okay.
Dirty 20.
18, 19, 20, 21, 22.
Jesus!
Nice.
Rolled an 18.
That's awesome.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's what I rolled, an 18, but I only have +2 to the initiative, so.
Hey, Riz, what did you get?
15.
So what we're saying here is that the taller you are, the better your initiative order. Is it?
Ha ha.
Oh, wait, no. No, never mind.
Close.
You have to switch
Close.
Death and Andy.
Close.
I
It just
mean,
takes me
it
longer
is
to get
very
playful,
close.
right?
Normally, when she has the crown on, the most ridiculous one she has gives her a tiara of like 12 extra inches.
Nice.
Very like Lady Gaga VMAs.
Like the Pope.
Ta-da.
The Pope hat.
The updo version. All right, so
Cardinal Tanzanite.
Tanzanite, you're up first.
Great.
You see that there are people holding still closer to these creatures and seemingly mesmerized in some way, but you're not sure what's going on with that. And otherwise, kind of got through being buffeted by the crowd as they all ran past.
All right. I am going to. So there's 3 of them. Is there one that looks bigger or scarier than the other 2?
They all seem to be of similar sizes. They all roll a perception check.
Okay. There. And there. 18.
Okay. They all seem to be very similar in size. What is notable to you, I think, is that the one that they're all facing in different directions.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And the one facing towards you, even while it crunches a bone and finishes off its surprise meal, its eyes are tuned to the person who seems to be standing limply ahead of you.
Okay, perfect. So the one in front of me, I am going to cast Banishment at the... I guess I can only do it at the 4th level. I thought I could do it at the 3rd, but so let's do 4th.
Okay. And
So
is that a save?
That will be a must succeed on a charisma saving throw.
Okay. So they rolled a 12.
Aha! No.
Not a very charismatic creature.
Can't imagine why.
So what does it look like as you
Thirst.
banish this being?
Can all the shadows that have been like around me and hanging out by me, kind of like in Princess and the Frog, where they kind of like the shadows kind of like they like spread out from me to the target and just encase it, and it's gone.
Awesome. Yeah. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
And then they come back to me.
You see all of those shadows just swirl up, and then there's one less creature, and the individual right ahead of you. You see them immediately regain control over their body and turn to run. They can't run yet, but they're on their turn. They're going to run like heck. All right.
And
So that takes us to, this is so much fun.
Oh wait, I was gonna.
Oh,
I was
anything?
gonna.
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna
leave. I was gonna, as a bonus action, if I can, turn to Trixie and be like, "There are things. Help us!" And then I'll use my movement to get just kind of out of the doorway and say within 30 feet of the other creatures.
Okay. Great. So yes, you go ahead and make that move. You've got yourself there. Anything else you're going to do? I don't know if you
That's
had
it.
any.
Nope.
Awesome. So now let's go to Veritar.
The two creatures that are left are within 30 feet of each other.
They're right next to each other. They kind
Perfect.
of all emerged and started.
You see me.
They're about 60 feet from you.
Okay, you see me pull out a little crystal vial with some phosphorescent material and go. And I am using a 3rd level spell, which is Hypnotic Pattern. It's a wisdom save of 17.
Okay.
And that's a
So-
30-foot cube that I'm putting like right on top of those two. Any creature in that cube will need to do a wisdom save.
Oh
The
dear.
first one definitely fails. The second one, do they succeed on a 18?
Yes.
Okay, so one of them failed, the other succeeded.
Okay. And as a bonus action, I'm going to say, don't attack the one not moving.
Yeah, and what does it look like as you cast that spell? Like, what is the
I
visual
have this
for that?
vial, and I take, and it's like one hand forward, and I just kind of do a... And then my hands come down with the vial, too, just like I'm dropping the cube from out of the air. Boom. Big glowing cube drops down, and the one creature is just like, whoa, hey.
So you all see that like this hulking monstrosity just suddenly just goes a little bit limp, like the creatures that's just like the beings who have been that are not moving were. And as it kind of does that and it turns, can you tell me the effects of this spell?
All right. You create a twisting pattern of colors that weaves through the air inside a 30-foot cube within range. The pattern appears for a moment and vanishes. Each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. It's 1 minute. While charmed by the spell, the creature is incapacitated at a speed of 0.
Incapacity.
If
Great.
it takes any damage or that somebody else uses an action, it'll come back.
Yeah.
Which is why I use my bonus action to say, don't attack the one that's still.
So that one that's holding still and is kind of wavering. It had kind of taken another quarter of the space, and you see that as that spell lands on it, the other one seemingly brushes it off, but you can see that the two individuals that were within this creature's gaze both regain control of their bodies and make to run again. All right, so that is your action, your bonus action. Are you using any movement, or are you...
I'm going to stay where I'm at for the moment.
Awesome. So the only one that was still awake comes next, and you see it. It's not even paying attention to its fellows in this moment. It moves forward towards the next person, which is closer to both you, Asher, and you, Veritar. So it kind of lumbers forward 30 feet, and you can feel something emanating from its eyes as it gets close, and it immediately takes a couple of swings and then bites down with its mandibles on one of the people who was standing still. And unfortunately, because of their state, these are auto crits. So you see another person start being gobbled up. And then it takes us on to Asher. So like this creature just like swipe, and then pincer grab is like starting to chew on somebody.
What is the distance between me and the various villagers who are stunned?
At this point, all of them are about 30 feet away from you, except as this creature had moved further forward, and you're like just maybe 31 feet from this hulk. As it's kind of bit into this person, you can see that a couple of people who are to the side and further away start to regain their focus and look like they're about to bolt as well. But actually, roll a perception check.
12.
12.
Stop rolling this dice, Jason. All right.
You see that additional people who hadn't quite made it away from this creature, that were kind of backing up rather than turning and fleeing, seem to have also suddenly gone limp.
Okay, how many people in Toto are...
In addition to the one being munched on, there's 3 people
okay.
currently in that state.
I'm going to say... Whoa! Hey there, ugly. You just aren't as... Sorry, let me start over. Whoa! Hey there, ugly. You just aren't quite as charming as I know I am. And I'm going to wink at Tanzanite as I say that, just because. And then I'm going to... And that's counter charm for the 3 villagers plus my 3 allies.
That is what? Sorry, what was that?
Counter charm for my 3 allies plus the 3 charmed villagers, so they'll get advantage on fear or charm.
Okay. So I think as you do this, I'm trying to think of what this translates to, because this is a counter charm, but it's not a charm that they're under. But I think
it's just... Hang on, let me...
I think you get the sense as this goes out, though, that you have bolstered. Doesn't it? Isn't it a straight like charisma saving throw?
You and any friendly creatures within 30 feet that can hear you gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed. So it's not necessarily a charm spell, just against the effect of being charmed. Okay,
so I'm gonna... Yeah, they're not really being charmed, though, so I'm trying to think of
it
what
made you
this
nothing,
might look like.
but it was just a shot in the dark.
It would have been a good try.
Yes.
Well,
indeed.
You are not metagaming.
But I think
so
that I think as you use this ability, because you're flexing an ability, not so much a spell, you can feel that you have the right zone of things that need to be done. And I think because of your proximity, if you even took like another step forward, you would be under the effects of whatever this. You'd have to fight off the effects of what's going on. So I think like I'm trying to give you some information, but I'm trying not to give you stuff that would be too metagamey. But yeah, I think as you cast that, as you use that, or not cast that, as you summon that ability forth, you know that you're on the right track, and that will do something, but you're not sure what.
Okay. And then I'll look over my shoulder and I'll say to Veritar, do you feel inspired? Because I wrote you this poem and it's inspiring.
Oh.
And now you have the third D6. Or it's not even a D6 anymore.
10.
What are you at? D10?
D10, okay.
Yeah. So,
Jesus, Mary Joseph.
all right. So with that wrapping up your turn, we come up to Trixie, and those two are variously incapacitated. Okay, so Trixie, what are you up to?
So Tanzanite has now moved out of the doorway, so I will come barreling through and kind
And
of
I
like
yelled at you. Not
Yes.
at you, but
to me. Yeah. So I kind of like I run through and do like a skidding stop as I get through the door, just to kind of like figure out what's going on. And then wait, are you all there or am I frozen? Okay.
We're here.
Sorry. Your face was just like
I'm
like,
looking at my spells. I'm looking.
Everybody's doing the search.
And I would just be like, and I just take off towards the one that I assume is closest to me, which is the one that Jason or Asher was just interacting with, correct?
That would actually be the one that's furthest from you. The one that's closest to you is the one that is currently dazedly not doing anything that Veritor shouted to leave alone.
Okay. Can I retroactively figure out whether I heard him or not?
Sure.
Because I was inside still, or is it just like
Roll.
default that I heard him?
The shout would have been plenty. It's
Okay.
This
I was
little
like
area
top
is
of my
small.
lungs. Yeah.
All right.
This is a small area. You would have heard him from
Okay.
within. Most of these shops, just in case I didn't do this narratively very well for you all, but they're all open windowed. It's underground. There's no need for additional barriers. Some of them don't even have actual roofs. It's just walls and decoration.
Okay.
This one does have a roof due to the work that they're doing, but most of these spaces are just very open-ended, taking advantage of the natural cave space.
All right. Then I will have taken off towards not that one, the one in the, I guess, technically kind of like in the middle, farthest away. And I will try to close the distance. If I need to, I'll bonus action dash.
Yeah. So yeah, you get up pretty close to this being. Are you coming from the back, or how are you coming at them?
Oh no, straight on.
So yeah, it's you kind of like,
because I haven't really witnessed any of the.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I totally get that. You quickly get up there, and what are you doing?
If I close the distance, did I have to use my bonus action or no?
Yes, you did have to use either your bonus action or your action, depending on which way you want to do it, to kind of get the extra, because it's about 60 feet.
It would have been my damn it!
It's a close
short
call.
by 5 feet. No, wait, no, my walking speed is 60 now.
It is.
Yeah.
You made it.
Nervaled.
Yes. All right.
Levels.
Fuck that.
Dang
Okay.
monks.
So I come
miss
in. Flying fists are furry. I don't say that. I don't say it. I don't say
Yes,
it.
you did.
No, I
You
didn't.
said
No. I meant just to give an indication of like what I looked like. Fine, whatever.
No, I just love it.
Just
I
keep
love
piling
the superhero
on
pose.
the humiliation. It's fine.
humidity. Oh, the humidity.
Anyways, I come in to do 2 unarmed strikes.
Okay.
As a free action, I would like to yell, "Get him, Pirate Queen!"
You beat me to it! I was gonna do...
Sorry, Jess.
Okay.
I was gonna be like, look, the pirate queen can fly herself or something.
As you shout that out, you see like one person turn and look back, who is fleeing.
We're like, wait, what?
Pirate Queen?
First one is a 28. Second
Yeah,
one.
definitely hits.
Second one is math. 16.
Misses. Yeah, it's not so much that you miss, it's that you hit and you definitely feel the squish as it takes the first hit. But then when you take the second hit, you kind of glance off the carapace.
Okay.
That natural armor provides it some level of protection.
Okay. Do you want me to roll that, or I'm going to do flurry of blows? So.
Go ahead and roll all your attacks, and then we'll roll the
Okay.
damage, and I can
All right.
subtraction.
So I'm gonna roll those two now. The second one, whether it hits or miss, like if it hits, I want to do hand of harm.
Okay.
Okay. So the first one is that's not gonna hit. That's a 14. Yes, 14. That one. 25.
Ooh.
Okay. So hit, miss, hit. No.
You got 2 hits in.
Yes.
One
hit,
miss.
miss,
2
hit.
misses.
Yes.
Hit, miss, hit.
Yeah.
And you said you wanted to do on the second one, the hand of harm.
Yes. So it would be. Sorry, I have to get my brain back into this. This is what happens when we don't play weekly. My brain just kind of goes, "What is D&D?" The first one is. That's not a D8. That's a D10. Okay. 11.
Okay.
And the last one is 11 plus, what is it, a D6 for the hand of harm? Sorry, it's been a hot minute. Oh no, it's another D8. Nice. Okay, so it would be 11 bludgeoning plus, nice, 12 necrotic.
Okay, so that's
And
total of 34 damage so far.
yes, and it is now poisoned if it can take that status.
My memory is terrible, but I believe it can. Yes, I think it does take. And you can see like kind of that like as you hit with the hand of harm. So it's a hit, and you can definitely feel like the crackling of the carapace as it just shatters in that spot. And then you take another hit and you miss, glancing blow off the carapace. And then you take that next hit and again just glancing, and then you pull back and you hit right in that spot where you had just hit before. And you can, as you add on that monk chi channeled whatever it is, you can see like kind of a green glow just for a moment around that spot, and then some sort of necrosis and poisoning just start to spread through the horrific being in front of you, as you definitely give it a lot to think about, and its full attention is on you right now.
Okay, yeah. So it's just for reference, it's poisoned until the end of my next turn.
Awesome.
Our tiny
So-
pirate tank.
Tanzanite, what are you up to?
Okay, so I am going to third level. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, second level. I am going to cast spiritual weapon, and I'm hoping now that I have these fun little spirits, it'll look like the spirits leave me again and go up and like circle around each other, and then when they come back to me, poof, there's a giant like mace.
Awesome.
Like a really big small hammer.
So a really big small hammer. So an enormous hammer appears that looks like it belongs in a little tinkerer's toolkit case for giants.
Exactly.
Like a rock
And,
hammer, but it's
I love it.
a large object.
And as those shadows disperse from it and goes back to you, there is standing there your spiritual weapon. Where did you cast this to be located at?
So I wanted it right on top of. Ooh. Yeah. So the one that Trixie's working on, just
Okay.
just
It's just like right above it.
above him, because that
Okay.
would be still within my feet. Yeah. So just above him.
Okay.
And I believe that's all I can do / want to do. Because I can't hit him yet, right? I have to bring it up, and then my next turn I can hit him.
I thought it was a bonus action to make it hit.
I think it's a bonus action to move it.
I'm just going to double check that because I feel like we haven't been giving it the credit it deserves.
Because
Yeah.
I mean, again, this is my first time playing with this, so I thought I used one turn to bring it up, and then the next turn I could start hitting. But I
When
could
you-
be absolutely wrong.
When you cast a spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet.
Yeah, this is the first. This is the first time, and then as a bonus action on your turn, you can move it 20 feet and repeat the attack. So your bonus action for here on out is moving it and attacking with it.
That's awesome.
Got it.
So you'll have your action, but then your bonus action could
Can
be
also
both
be-
moving in and hitting with it. If you want it to hit, it has to be part of your bonus action. Yeah.
So for this turn, do I get a hit?
Yes, you do get a hit.
Okay, so that will be. I have to roll for that. Okay, so.
Yes. It's,
Usually
So-
how it works.
So for this turn, she can hit twice, right? Once with
No,
the
well-
with the cast and once with the bonus action. I think is the way the spell reads.
yeah, I mean, as I read this, that seems
when
to be
you
legit.
cast a spell, you can make a melee spell attack against a creature within 5 feet.
Yeah, you haven't used a bonus action
As
yet.
a bonus action, you can
No,
remove the weapon.
The casting is a bonus action, so this is the bonus action. The first hit is. She still has her action available
Gotcha.
to her.
Okay.
That's what it was. It was the
makes
action to
sense.
bring it up, and then the bonus action.
No.
to
It's a
move
bonus
it.
action to bring it up. And for now on, it's a bonus action to use it. But the first time you use it, it's still part of the bonus action. So you will still have your action left after you smack somebody with it.
Got it.
You smack somebody
Okay.
with it, and then you still have your
Neat.
action available to you.
Smack that.
Perfect. So I rolled a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits. Roll the damage.
All right.
Is I think a D8 plus your.
And I did it at 2nd level, so 8 points.
8 points.
Nice.
So
Uh,
just Trixie
that-
looks up and there's a hammer, and then it.
The hammer
the
just
heck was
plunks
that?
down. All right. So as it takes this hit, and you said 8.
8 points. Yep.
You can see more of that carapace crack, but this is like along its back. Its back is actually a little bit above its head, so the highest point is the back of the carapace, and you can see just Trixie sees the cracks occurring, but its gaze is still riveted on Trixie because she really hit hard. Veritor.
All right, I am going to.
Oh wait, sorry, Tanzanite, did you want to use your action for anything?
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry. We just went through this whole thing about how you still had your action available to you, and
I am going to,
Give it a
on
hug.
that same creature, cast. Let me get rid of this so I can make sure I can do this.
it would have to be a
I
cantrip.
can not do that. I can.
Because remember, if you use a spell as a
Yep.
bonus action, you only have a cantrip available as a
Yes.
spell.
I would like to. Oh, this doesn't hurt everyone, right? Okay, good. I am going to raise my hand up and cast Toll the Dead.
Awesome.
Nice.
And so that is, you just see her raise her hand up and point it down and point it at the creature, and the entire cavern goes boom.
The target does get to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, I like the noise that you just made in the cavern, though. It nat 1'd its wisdom saving throw.
All right.
So,
Bye.
but I believe that because you are level 11 now, you get to roll 3d12 because it's already damaged.
Exactly. Yes. So, D12. So 1, 2, 3. Wow, not great rolls, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay. A whole 13.
Not great rolls. Yeah.
Well, it was a 6, a 3, and then a 4 out of
So
an option of 12.
that bell
36.
Well, like on a roll, like one roll is of a.
Oh, right.
that sound just and it's definitely loud. It's definitely a lot of power in it, and you just see this creature kind of like reach its two oversized clawed arms up to its head and just kind of wave back and forth while keep making this horrific keening noise.
No, it's from
Family Guy.
Stop it from Family Guy.
And then it is Veritar's turn.
All right. I am going to cast a 6th level spell, Disintegrate.
Oh!
And so you see me with a lodestone come out and a little pinch of dust. I say, from dust you came, to dust you'll go. Point my finger. You see a green ray spring forth to the creature, the one that they have been attacking.
Okay.
And that is a dexterity saving roll of 17.
Woo!
Come on.
Where is its little stats? There is no chance. It is
Not a boomer.
hit by this spell.
All right, that is 10d6 of damage.
Woo!
So I got
Actually,
4.
that's 56. There we go. Okay.
So far that is 8, 9, 11. Here comes 4 more. That is up to 21, 25, 26, and 2 more is another 5 for 31 damage total.
Woo! Wait, real fast. Was that to the one that we've been hitting, or the one that you said not to hit?
The one that you guys have been hitting, that you
Okay,
guys have been
cool.
attacking. I did say that.
Yeah.
I was just clarifying for my head.
You all witness as the carapace just crumbles to dust all around it. It's still there, it's still present, but you can see that portions of this creature are missing, and its eyes, which had been this like solid coppery color up until now, are just reddish green, completely maddened and definitely a sign of a creature that is out of control.
All right, and then I'm going to spend 2 sorcerer points to be able to, as a bonus action, do polymorph on the same one. So that's
the same one?
Yep. So I swap out for a caterpillar cocoon quick from the component pouch, and that is a wisdom saving throw of 17.
Natural 20.
No.
So actually, honestly, that would have been helpful to it, because then it would have had hit points again. But you see that spell kind of wash over it and just dissipate as it does not seem to grasp hold.
I was close. He's not a mage. He's a sorcerer.
Yeah. I tried.
Okay. So that takes us to the creature itself, and it. I mean, how intelligent is it? It's not intelligent enough to run away, so it's going to try to go for Trixie as the closest one that actually understands what's going on. It's not aware that its friends have been incapacitated, so
It's like, I don't feel so good, but my friends got my back.
yeah.
Guys?
So it's going to go for its attacks. It's going to make 3 attacks, 2 with its claws and 1 with its mandibles. Does a 19 hit? Okay. You take 9 hit points of slashing damage from that. Cocked. That would have been a really good roll too. This one's super high, so I'm not even going to tell you what the number was because that was a good roll on my part. So that's another 9 points of damage, and now the mandibles come in.
39 hit.
16, 17, 18. 19. Yeah, that's way above whatever the last one was. So the mandibles come in, and it just bites down at you, and that's 14 points of damage. So 18 plus 14. You took a lot of hits from this creature. It is definitely.
Yep.
I mean, it's the first time that they've had an opportunity to attack one of you, so you can see why the peasantry around you have been mutilated, but it's definitely going to town to munch on beings. All right, so that is its turn because it's not smart enough to do anything else. I'm trying to play them authentically, so when they're dumb, I have to play them dumb. Okay, so that takes us to Asher. You see this thing going after your friend Trixie.
I'm like, oh shit, and just like pull my pistol out and shoot.
All right, roll the attack for that.
Oh yes. Does a 23 hit?
Oh yes.
Let's see. I definitely had dice out for this already. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, I rolled 2 1s. That's bullshit.
Oh man.
So 5 damage.
Okay, 5 points of damage. Dang, holding on by a thread here. Yeah, it's just this creature looks horrible right now. Do you take a bonus action or?
Yes, I would like to cast. Whoops. I guess I'll use that healing word at the 3rd level.
Okay.
And heal Trixie for 14.
Nice.
Hey,
That's a
thank you.
substantial heal. Yeah, so you heal Trixie for 14,
Oh wait,
bringing.
wait. Shoot, where did you go? I will say, these words of comfort will do wonders for your health, so take them to heart.
That was like an infomercial. Try out our new body line.
Do you suffer from being hit?
Do you suffer from bleeding, slashing wounds? We have
It's a large mandible creature taking you out for lunch, but you're the lunch?
Try Dr. Rurek's healing word.
Oh god. Okay, so please no. Trixie.
Mm-hmm.
I need you because you are both right there and it is the beginning of your turn to roll a charisma saving throw.
Whee! Okay. Oh, just one. Just one. Just one. Natural 20!
Nice.
You feel
Which is good because that's my lowest stat. Oh no, actually intelligence is, but yeah.
you feel something hit and you feel like it's centered on these remorseless eyes that have become so reddened and green, and as you feel this kind of try to wash over you, you're easily able to discard the feeling, but you gain the knowledge because you rolled a natural 20 that if you hadn't been able to resist it, it would have kind of magically forced you to become incapacitated and you wouldn't have been able to do anything.
Rick, I did a bad thing.
What's bad?
It's not a 1, it's 7. But we'll just leave it as a 1 because that's my bad.
Okay. Well, next time, catch me before I've narratively.
Yeah.
given away
You
information.
went way too deep because I'm pretty sure it would be dead. So I'm just gonna.
Yeah. Pretending you didn't say that. But Trixie, it is your turn.
So I just
Give it
want
a hiya.
Can Trixie have my other 6 damage to whatever she does?
Yeah, and I eager, sir.
She
And I
won't need it.
keeker, sir.
She really won't need it.
to.
So roll your attack. That's what you're doing.
Well, yeah, but I specifically want to go after the eyes. So
Okay.
I would like to climb it. I'm assuming
Okay.
I have to climb it.
Yeah,
But
it's huge compared to you. It
Yeah.
is. I think in terms of creature sizes, it is a large monstrosity.
Does it count as
Whoa.
a vertical surface?
Your dope monk business can do this without problem.
Okay, I just checking. I just want to make
Portions
sure.
of it are certainly vertical, but other portions of it are just climbing holds at this point because it is so beat up.
Okay.
It got disintegrated. It got smacked by a hammer. It got smacked by a monk. There's a million things wrong with this creature right now.
All right. I am going to do 2 of my attacks, and I'm going to aim
Just
for
roll one of them.
It could miss.
Okay.
17.
That totally misses.
It did barely.
I rolled an 8. I rolled an 8.
So you're so excited about taking this creature's eyes out. Your first double finger eye pokey. Just
Remember what they say about
Slice up.
assuming, Rurik.
okay, roll your other attack. It was. I thought you were gonna hit. It'd be
11.
hilarious. What?
Oh shit.
Oh my
Ooh.
lord! Put those dice in jail
Yes.
right now.
Flurry of blows.
Okay.
16.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
All you gotta do is hit it once. Come on.
come on.
There we go.
Get your poo, get your eye. God damn it!
Okay. What is your base lowest damage you could possibly do
with one.
with one hit?
It's a D8 plus 5.
Okay, so you've killed this. Describe for me this series of like misses and such as you're scrambling. Like, describe how this creature is no longer available to the functioning world.
So as I need
I
something
can't remember
quick.
what quotes we came up with.
Does it have like a separate part of it that's a head, or is it like kind of all part of one?
I mean, it's a very bulky sort of thing, but like even looking like there is a connection between the insectoid head and the more
Okay.
thorax.
So as I climb up, I am trying to hit it, but at the same time trying to wrap my legs like around its neck to get better purchase. So that's why I keep missing, is because it's like trying to shake me off. And then finally I get my ankles manage to at least like hook in on the sides, because Lord knows I can't wrap my legs all the way around. And that's when I finally hit that last one, and I just take both of my hands at the same time and I just go right down right in between the eyes.
Awesome. Like you've been aiming for eye shots just because you're like, I really want this moment, and then you're like, fine, I give up, and you just wham! And there's a crack as the carapace splits right there. Fluids gush out, kind of fountaining up.
And now I'm
And-
covered again. Why do I always get covered in goo?
You're a monk. You like to be up close. That's
Hey,
all
Rick.
there is to it.
I made a banner for you.
And it starts to collapse down to the. Tell me how it happens. That's what I want. You see it just collapse, and guts, fluid just everywhere. And there's this moment of breathing space as the other creature is currently still held by the hypnotizing stuff, and the other one is currently off enjoying a quiet dimensional vacation.
How many rounds is a minute again?
6 seconds per round, so
It's
10 rounds.
10. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we still got a while
So
for that
if
one.
So if you want, we can take a pause from initiative order here, remembering that we're on just finishing Trixie's turn, to have you discuss what you hope to do, or you can just keep moving forward in initiative. What do you all want to do?
So one is hypnotized and one is
We
banished
have a
right now.
moment.
Yeah.
These things
Give
are tough. What do we want to
Yeah.
do?
Maybe out of initiativeness for a hot second.
Strategery.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
What are
say,
we doing? Who are these guys?
We need to get other people out of here.
Is there well,
Everyone's
I can't.
gone, right?
Are any charm people still left?
There are still a few people who were charmed, but with the end of this creature, those people are shaking themselves awake. You actually hear back near the bar one person shake themselves awake who shouldn't have been at all impacted in any way, but they kind of shake themselves awake and begin running. And I think in the course of the next, like this, only been a few. So I would say
Ice cream.
if you spend as much as 30 seconds waiting, you hear the sound of
An ice cream truck.
syncopated footsteps as some member of this marketplace that is tasked with dealing with this type of thing seems to be approaching, but they're still at the distance.
Okay. I'm going to say, big ball with huge spikes. That's just what I need right now. Come forth from nothing. And I'm going to use Performance of Creation to create a large, big ball with spikes on it. Like metal, like a big metal spiky ball.
Dear God.
And then, since we're not in initiative order right now, right?
Yep.
I will say, awake, cry havoc, act as my weapon of war, smite this enemy, and animate it.
Okay. So now there's a big spiky ball of animated
That flies.
stuff
And
hovering.
Morningstar without the handle.
Basically.
God.
while we have a moment, and I know these things are tough, I'm going to pull out a shiny metal disc with a dragon engraved on it and summon a draconic spirit using a 5th level spell slot. So you're going to hear me say, "Come forth, my friend. Fly down and help." And you're going to see this draconic, big, huge dragon come flying in to be standing.
Like an actual dragon?
It's a draconic spirit.
Nice.
It's an ally to us. Yeah, and I am going to...
In Draconic, I'm going to look at it and be like, hello.
What's up?
It'll be chromatic, so it'll be good against acid, cold, fire, lightning, and poison.
Nice.
So as you've pulled that in, you hear Asher speak one of your languages, speaking Draconic to the spiritual dragon that you've brought forth.
I'm going to look at him and in Draconic say, "I'm very impressed."
Because I'm still learning this language, I'm going to look back and say, as be you should.
You should.
What level did you summon the Draconic spirit at?
5th.
Okay, cool.
I had used my 6th for disintegrate, so 5th.
Yeah, I just was double checking stuff.
Yep.
So, cool. All right.
So it's got 50 hit points. It's
And-
19 armor class.
And you share its resistances until the spell ends.
Yep.
Very, very cool. It's,
Concentration up to an hour.
I believe that it goes right after you in turn order. It obeys your verbal commands
Yeah.
without an action being required. But if you don't give it direction, it will just take the dodge action
Yep.
to avoid damage, or danger. So just be aware that you have to give it that command at some point. But yeah, that's pretty special. All right, so that takes us to Tanzanite. Are you doing anything in this moment of reprieve? You see two members of this, your friend.
Yeah, he just
Asher
summoned
brings forth
something
that you've seen before that's kind of awesome, and then this new being
a literal
summons
dragon.
a full-on.
I'm too in shock between these bug things coming out and then a dragon that I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? And I'm just looking around waiting to be like sort of told what to do / like very much imposter syndrome of like, why am I here? I should just be at a temple chilling.
Tanzanite, we have a problem.
What?
What? Yeah.
You have 2 concentration spells up.
No, I thought I looked because it doesn't say that the thing's a concentration. I assumed
that's
it
right.
was,
That
but
spiritual weapon is not a concentration spell. I thought it was too, but my brain is toast. So who
I
knows?
thought it was, and that's why I like triple checked before
It's
I
an
cast it. I was like,
Evocation.
wait.
Yep.
It's
My
very
draconic
evocative
spirit is
spell.
concentration, meaning I drop the hypnotic.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
there's nothing. Oh, so the moment you pulled that up,
Yep.
we're back in initiative order.
Oh,
But I'll give Trixie a chance before, like, as the dragon was being summoned to do
you can
whatever. Trixie
summon
would
your
have done.
dragon last. How about that?
All I would do is just kind of like do one of these and be like, and turn to Trixie or Tanzanite and Asher and be like, I missed this. I didn't miss this.
All right, and with that, we're returning to our initiative order because we have a dragon spirit up, which does mean we lost our. Oh, I have to kill you. Sorry, dude. I hadn't finished killing off the Umber Hulk. And perfect, because when you bring that dragon up, the Umber Hulk shakes itself, looks around, not seeing anybody, and is going to look for the closest being. So it turns around and spots Trixie, shaking goo off of herself, and immediately takes 4 steps to her.
I would like
Actually,
to clarify
it
that I'm
might
not actually the tank.
You're the dodge tank, just so you know.
I don't do that much dodging.
No.
I'd like to
It
point out that
just-
just as things go back to initiative order, I was raising my hand to prestidigitate goo off of Trixie. And
It's all right.
I was like, oh, never mind.
It's all right. We'll just wait until it's all done because otherwise you're just
happen
going to be
again.
repeating a lot of work.
Awesome. So yeah, you this creature comes rumbling up to you, ready to go after you again, and well, a repeat of what happened before. Claw and mandibles. Does an 18 hit? No, 16. Does a 16 hit?
Me? No.
First claw right over the top of your head as it doesn't realize that you're small. I don't know.
It happens a lot.
And then does
Fully
a
underestimated.
23. A 23 hits.
Yes, a 23 hits.
So that's another 9 points of damage. And then this definitely hits because that was an 18 roll plus 8. So you take the first claw hits, then the mandibles go for you, and you take 14 points of slashing damage.
Ouch.
And it's dumb, so it doesn't do anything else because idiots do what idiots do. Awesome, and that one's still banished for another. I'll say that the total time that all took you was probably like 30 seconds, so that leaves you.
30 more seconds.
No, you've already used 10 of the seconds. 20 seconds on your.
Got it.
So 2 more rounds on
Got
your
it.
banishment, Tanzanite.
Mhm.
Okay, so. So Tanzanite,
Me.
you are up next.
Right. So I'm having this moment of like confusion of like I should just be in a temple. What the heck is happening? The bug wakes back up, hits Trixie. I'm like, ah! Bonus action. I send the the hammer to it and whack it.
It's like a
Hey.
reaction.
Hi, Hans.
I smash it with the hammer.
Hi, Hans. Bye, Hans.
Did he say hi already before?
No, he just said,
Aw.
Just said, I'm out. Thanks for the battle scene. Don't know when he joined and when he left. But you witness. Sorry, can you repeat that? I got distracted by everything. I'm
All good,
having
okay.
a moment.
So
Spiritual weapon.
Tanzanite's having her moment of like, I shouldn't be here. I should be at a temple. And then a bug wakes back up. Trixie gets hit. I go, ah! And then I send my bonus action of mace, and I whack the bug.
Okay, so roll the attack for the bug whacking.
Okay.
Instead of whack-a-mole, it's
Smash
whack-a-bug.
it with a hammer.
I was gonna say, put that pea in a box, put that box in another box, and then I smash that box with a hammer.
It's an 18.
Okay, 18 is exactly what you need to hit. Let's roll the damage.
10.
Nice.
Boop, boop. That hammer comes down. You hear the nice cracking noise that you are starting to grow familiar with. It as the sound of a solid hit on these monsters. And what do you do for your action and or movement?
So, because I use spiritual weapon as my bonus action, if I were to use a spell as my action, it can only be a cantrip, correct?
No. Spiritual weapon summoning it is the spell. After that, it's just a bonus action to
Ah.
utilize it. So now you can use your actions to do actiony
Spells.
things.
Amazing. I am going to... Well, that changes my plan just a tiny bit.
Just a
Oh.
scotch.
And I keep... okay, fine. I just won't use my fingers then. I'll use my actual mouse. Sorry, my computer is a touch screen. But I keep sending it to the wrong thing. I am going to... do a... Okay. How far away am I from this creature? 30 feet, right?
You are. It kind of moved away a little bit, and you have not moved at all during this time. So you are.
Well,
probably,
I moved within 30 feet originally.
Yeah, but
of
this
the
has
one.
had to move closer to Trixie to get her, and she was 15 feet out from there. So this puts you at about 35 feet from it.
Ah, okay.
Trigonometry, not doing so hot. Geometry,
Okay,
whatever.
so then-
Geometry.
I will do...
I mean, you have movement still, so you can do that.
Won't be close enough. So, okay. I'm going to move so that I am 15 feet from it.
Okay.
Okay, not that. Shoot. Sorry, guys. My whole plan got messed up when I realized I could actually use a thing.
Okay.
Not a problem.
You're just
You know
becoming
what?
a god. It's fine. You're adjusting.
All right. I'm going to just do what I was going to do because I don't want to take any more time. So I'm going to then also freak out again and do the same thing. And I'm going to raise my hand and point to the new creature and toll the dead that one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you cast Toll the Dead, roll a wisdom saving throw, right? Or what was it? Because my memory is terrible
It
today.
is
I feel like
a...
we need a soundboard so we can get a gong for Toll of the Dead.
Yes, a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Ooh!
Aw.
Does it have a chance? Oh, plus 0. 17?
Dang it, yeah.
Meats.
No, it was at 16.
Oh, was 16?
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, it boom, goes off, and I feel like you still get something out of this, right?
Oh, do I?
Or is it
Let's
totally
see.
miffed?
If it misses, instead of... Wait, if the target is missing... Oh, wait, no.
16 wasn't. Oh, no.
Nope.
Yeah, it's totally. It's a
It
whiff
just does
hit.
nothing.
Yeah,
I'm just
so
entertaining everyone with my bell.
Yeah, you're summoning the guard. It's one thing you've been doing with it, so that's not bad. But yeah, it turns to you with that last gonging sound. Its attention moves to you in this moment.
Great.
So
Yeah, let it come to
you are
me.
now the focus of it.
Put 'em up, put 'em up.
Veritor, you're up.
Okay, I am going to cast Scorching Ray at 2nd level.
Awesome.
So you see me go, burn! And 3 rays of fire. I got to make a ranged spell attack for each ray. So,
Yep.
yep.
Lots of rolls.
Let's see, 15. Not going to do it on the first
15
one.
misses. One ray just like glances off the armor and gets
Inspiration
reflected in a
and
different
advantage.
direction.
19.
Inspiration and advantage.
19.
19 hits.
All right, and then I'm going to use 1 inspiration.
Use the bardic one
For
because it's
this
about to
roll?
expire.
Yep, the bardic one. That's
D10.
a +3 to the. Oh, that's a D10. That's right. So let me grab a D10. All right, so that is 17 plus 9 is then. Why can
So
I count?
that's-
26.
Yep. So 2 of those hit.
Okay, and
Roll the
then
damage for those 2. Oops. That
yep,
would be bad.
2d6 for fireball.
You told the dead in real life.
So that's 9 on the first fireball
Told
and 8 on the second.
Nice.
Cool.
Then I'm going to use 2 sorcerer points to attempt at 4th level to polymorph this thing again.
Okay.
So I whip out a caterpillar cocoon and I say,
Wait. That's a concentration spell. You're going to lose your dragon if you do that.
oh, that's right. Crap.
Come on.
Well, that's
don't tattle.
metagaming. So I already said I'm doing it. It's
Okay.
metagaming. It is what it is. So
Oh.
I'm like, become a bunny.
What's the
And
save
that's
again?
wisdom throw 17.
Oh, it failed. Just failed. It rolled a 16. So, poof,
Oh, we lost a dragon.
it's a
but we
bunny.
got a bunny.
So it's a funny exchange moment happens as you're like kind of pulling in all your sorceries, and you just have this momentary lapse
Yep.
as you're like, oh, I can do it again. I can make it happen. And the dragon goes, poof, and you can see those of you who are magically inclined or have been messing around with Gith or whatnot, you see that all of the energy from that dragon channeling back into the symbol that he has for the dragon. And at the same time, that same coursing magical energy and his focus go towards, and then bloop, dragon traded for bunny.
We have a bunny.
And the bunny's eyes are riveted on Tanzanite.
All I can think of is Monty Python.
Its eyes red.
Oh God.
All right.
So now they're
All right,
both.
So you're holding concentration on that. You've used up your action, bonus action, etc.
Yep.
Are you moving at all?
Nope.
Okay, Asher, you're up
He's
next.
going to collect the bunny and leave.
I'm going
She's
to pet
mine
the
now.
bunny.
So they like dug a hole and like popped out of the ground. Is that what happened?
Yeah, they came out of the ground. And looking down, if you're taking that moment to look down into this space, you can see that it's a 5-foot wide hole. That they
Just like
kind
straight
of
down.
It looks like it is at an incline, and it goes off to the north. The northwestish, northwest.
That doesn't work with what I was gonna. I was thinking of picking up the bunny and throwing it down the hole.
You could bowl it back down.
A bowling bunny.
So they're both like
What is bowling damage?
they're both crowd controlled again, right?
Roll for
Yeah.
bowling
Yes,
damage.
you have crowd control right now.
It'd be like, blunt damage from hitting rocks.
It would be like,
Gotta
With a
roll for how
little-
many rocks it hits.
With a little bit of a
We have a
constitution
bunny
save
for up
because
to
it's
an
going to
hour.
get dizzy.
are we
Assuming
like
I
out
don't
of
get knocked out?
outside of initiative order again then?
Yeah, because you have a bunny for an hour unless he does something else. You only have I think 15 seconds before
Till the other one comes back.
Tanzanite comes back. So just be aware of that.
I'd be like, Tanzanite, how long on the other one?
Like 10 seconds.
Okay. So I can't do anything to it while it's banished, right?
It's not there.
I'm next in initiative, right? Unless Andy's gonna use his bonus action for anything.
I
Yep,
use my
so-
bonus action.
Oh, did
I
you?
use
Okay.
2 sorcery points to do the polymorph
Gotcha.
as a quicken spell.
Okay.
That becomes a bonus action.
Okay. So I'm
I
just
think
gonna
we
like
have like one more full turn before it comes back.
I can't, guys. I can't hit
There's a
a
little
bunny.
bunny.
Oh, I can hit a bunny. Bring him to me.
I can hit a bunny.
I just
I don't
kind
think
of
I even
like
know what a
back
bunny
away.
is, actually.
Wait, I'm gonna run and pick up the bunny, and I'm gonna set it in front of where the other one's gonna appear to see if it will eat the bunny.
Oh, it'll pop back right to where it was. Just put it where it was and try to keep it there.
and then I'm gonna run away, and like
Okay.
go back far enough to like pull up my pistol and wait.
Okay. So are you leaving anything in readiness for the moment the other one pops, or?
Yeah, you are. You're gonna ready an attack.
I mean, yeah, I'm like waiting with my pistol, and then like my thing is like just circling
Hovering
slowly,
right above
floating
that
in the
spot.
air, like near where it is.
Okay. All right. And I think that at this point, just the seconds have trailed away, and poof, the other one comes back. And because of the nature of the spell, there is a bunny occupying that space. It gets shoved a little bit to the side as it comes back in to the space. And its gaze immediately goes down to the bunny. And the bunny seems to go a little bit limp for a moment. And it immediately, even while other things are happening to it, so you're going to set off your spells, it immediately goes to bite. And so at the same time that the things that you're about to do to this one that disappeared goes in, it bites to the bunny, which then immediately becomes the other Umber Hulk, just with this Umber Hulk's mandibles around it and claws into it. Roll the attacks for your ball and your gun, and do so with advantage because you have this moment of time to.
Because they're kind of grappling each other.
I will say, polymorph. The transformation lasts until the duration.
Once they lose their hit points.
Oh yeah, down to 0
Yeah,
hit points.
because the bunny has like 2
and the
hit
bunny
points.
has no hit points.
That's
so
right,
it lost
that's
its hit
right.
points immediately.
Ah.
That's the downside to
It was a
polymorph.
good idea.
It's fun to like for a quick hold, but it's even better if you can figure out a way to get that creature. Like it's a good ditch plan. Like
I was
wanna
actually
get
just
out of
looking
here.
at it to see if you can make it inanimate like a tree, which I think you could do.
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Polymorph does not allow for that. That is a different spell.
Okay, so the gun is 23. And the... hang on, enemy performance. 9. 13 doesn't hit, right?
13 does not hit. That is a miss.
Okay. Oh, wait, I have advantage.
Yes, you do.
Okay, 15, that hits 25. Okay, so
both
one
the gun
damage.
and the ball hit. Roll the damage for both. And these are both aimed at the recently unbanished.
The
thing,
biter,
right?
not the bitey. Yeah. 9.
The bitey took -2 for the bunny hit points.
So
quite a
12
bit
for
of
the
damage as it
shot.
is.
And I always forget what Force Empowered Slam is. 1d10 plus proficiency bonus force damage. Somebody remind me which one's a 10. This one? Saucer? Yes.
Yes.
Saucer.
So that's 4 plus 9 damage for that.
Okay, cool.
No,
Yeah, you
8 damage. Sorry, 8.
8 damage? Okay. Do math again.
So that's 20 total.
Thank you.
I think that was 12 for the gun, right?
Yep. All right, so smash, shot. Chunks of Umber Hulk come off. The spikes drive into the carapace of the Umber Hulk, and then the weight just like crushes it down a couple of feet as it just kind of like takes that weight. And at the same time that it's taking that weight from everything, and it's just reacting to the being compressed in that way. Trixie, you've just witnessed the bunny debunny and become an Umber Hulk again and be bit by the other Umber Hulk, and then that other Umber Hulk just got part of its carapace splattered and shattered, and then the other part just slammed by this large flying object. And you are however many feet away you decided to stay at the point at which avoiding killing a bunny occurred. But you see that they're both these monstrous creatures again, but now they're entangled in each other. And I will say that the more damaged of the two is currently incapacitated.
And that's the bitey.
Yes, the bitey is currently, it's not incapacitated fully, but it's definitely grappled.
Grappled, yeah. Okay. I am going to attempt to flank it and come up from behind and start punching it from behind.
The bitey or the biter?
The bitey.
Okay. Roll your attacks.
Okay. Oh. 15 and 26.
15 misses, 26 hits.
Okay, so that would have been the second one. I'm gonna do flurry of blows. That definitely doesn't hit. 19?
Hits.
Okay. So miss hit. But I didn't. Oh, I forgot to call hand to harm. Okay. So that would be. Okay. 11. Why can't I do math today? 19 total.
19.
11,
Awesome.
11 and 8.
Because none of us
So-
can do math any day.
We play a math rocks game and we constantly struggle with our own math problems. So as you come up to it, it's you punching through carapace and trying to get a good hit in, and you go for a spot, and it's kind of like you testing feint, and you realize that that's not a good section, so you go for another section more full-heartedly. You hit that again, another testing feint, and then another hit, and each time you get those hits, and you can see carapace cracking and a bit of viscous goo dripping out from where those hits occur. None splatters on you during this moment. This
Thanks for that.
reprieve, but you definitely are already covered, so it's hard to tell. Then as you finish that, the one that is currently embraced, more or less, wrenches itself free of its brethren and rears back and goes to dive at its brethren because it's an idiot. So that
Somebody
missed,
failed the wisdom throw.
and that's 20. So you see the
Did you say it got a nat 20?
Wow.
Yeah. You see that it missed on the 2 claw attacks, but then because it had its strength check 1, it beat the other Umber Hulk with the strength check, but it whiffed the other 2 things. So now it comes in and it does the last hit, which
That
is
hits harder.
definitely terrible. It takes 28 damage. Or it
I'm
gives
sorry.
28
I can't
damage.
feel bad for it.
I don't either.
And as that's happening, the one that thought it was going for a bunny realizes what it's going for, and then it's getting attacked. Kind of does, like, if you ever have seen a bug that, like, imagine ants moving along, and then you do something to mess up their trail, and they kind of like spiral around for a second. This one kind of just being bit after thinking it was biting a bunny or whatever it thought that fluffy, delicious treat was going to be, does kind of its own spin around. And as it spins around, you feel its gaze hit all of you for a few moments before it fixates on Tanzanite. And it just, because I had to roll a random roll for what it would do, it just launches itself at Tanzanite. So Tanzanite, it is running straight up to you and does an 18 hit.
I think so, but hold on.
Silvery barbs.
No, it just hits it.
Reaction. Silvery barbs.
You want me to re-roll? Who are
Yes.
you giving the bonus to?
I will give the bonus to, I'm going to say Trixie, because I've noticed that she's just doing a bunch of damage, and it's like, get good hits in. So I'm giving my bonus to Trixie.
So the silvery barbs pull, like you see the claw go for you, Tanzanite, and then as he casts silvery barbs, you see like it kind of glow for a second, and my second roll was not high enough to hit. It was, I don't think it was at least just 15 hit.
No.
So you see like that whatever she did, whatever that sorcerer just did, caused the claw to like twist for a second and then twist back, like almost time was being changed, and then it just whiffs right over the top of your head. It takes its other claw and goes for you, and that's garbage. Totally misses with that one. I think it's thrown off by the silvery barbs, and then it just takes its mandibles and just tries to bite down on you. For it does a 17 hit.
No.
So goes to bite down, you bites dirt. You
I just go.
escape unscathed as this creature just goes kind of feral for a moment. And it's your turn with
It's my turn. Okay.
an Umber Hulk
Well-
right at your feet.
Now that it's in my zone, I am going to take out my own little mace. Inventory. Okay, take out my mace. Yeah, that's what I have. And on a 3rd level, I am going to whack it on its head. And I'm gonna do inflict wounds.
So you
Bad
cast
bug. Bad.
inflict wounds and you smack. So make the melee attack.
Not 20.
Nice.
So this is a melee spell attack that definitely hits. You get to double the 3. What level did you cast this at?
3rd.
Ooh, so you get to roll 4 d10s, and then because we've been doing the either double your roll or double your dice method, so you decide which one you want to do. Do you want to do
Well,
a total of 8 d10s, or do you want to just roll the 3 d10s or the 4 d10s and then
the
double
thing
that?
is, normally I get 10 d10s. That's what my thing says.
Please roll 20 d10s just for shits and giggles.
What for inflict wounds?
Yeah, that's what it's. Oh, wait, where'd it go? Inflict wounds. 10d10 of necrotic damage. Is there something wrong on my sheet?
So
It's because
inflict
what-
wounds.
It's the spell level. You get an extra d10 for each spell level. That's why.
Yeah, so you have you cast at 3rd level, right?
3rd level.
I see 5d10. Are you down further on?
Ah, shit. Sorry.
Because your higher level spells, you definitely get more inflict wounds.
2nd level, 3rd level.
So
I was
I
looking
s-
at the wrong thing. Sorry.
Okay.
Aw,
I mean,
dang it.
yeah, upcasting it is gonna be terrible.
Now I kind of want you to just use that spell slot to just obliterate this.
Well, I'd
Roll
already
your-
said 3rd.
Okay.
Roll your 5d10 and double, however you choose to double.
Okay.
Like it matters.
Oh, wait,
Okay, so I rolled 5d10 and got a 25. So I was just going to
Okay.
double that.
Okay.
Can I do that?
So yes,
Okay.
it doesn't matter. It's plenty. So you see this one that you had banished, just and describe how it happens.
Well, he comes up to me and he tries to attack me, does all that, what we already talked about. And then I get scared and I just grab my little hammer and go, ah! And whack it on its head. Like whack-a-mole. Just like that.
Oh, that's great.
In a moment of pure artistry.
But I
that-
think what happens is the fact that, like, maybe my, like, because I did the inflict wounds, maybe the shadows come with me, and that's what, like, ultimately does the damage, not necessarily my mace.
So you all witness as she kind of goes up and just almost like you're delicately tapping an attack to a wall to hang a picture. She just thunk it right in the middle of the carapaced head as it's sitting there with its mandibles stuck in the ground for the moment as it was trying to withdraw. And the cracks that form seem tiny and like nothing. And then shadow consumes that carapace and crushes every inch. A couple of guards people who had just arrived on the scene witnessed this with awe and just begin clapping, a true artisan of the delve. And not an inch of carapace is still intact as you just hear this and it dies.
I would like to make canon that one of those people is like an old woman at the bar with like a small glass of mead just going.
She's like, good show.
I feel like all the people at the meat bar just didn't even leave. They're like, all right. Drinks in the show tonight.
I was just gonna say drinks in a show. I didn't realize they brought in talent.
All right. Yeah. That takes us. I mean, unless you have a bonus action you want to use. Yeah. Do you want to use a spiritual hammer and smash the other one a little
Yeah.
bit?
So as soon as my little hammer goes and I get the claps, then the big hammer zooms over, smash it.
Thank you. Yeah. So roll the attack for that.
Does anyone have cure disease? Jess knocked her mic over. I'm not even sure she got the reference. You just said right after you got the claps. I think you distracted yourself too quick.
I love how Mara's just like, yep, I let's add more to the squishy mess on the ground.
It is now difficult terrain.
Oh, every body that has landed has created difficult terrain. This one just makes really gross difficult terrain.
Does it count as a liquid? Because then I can still walk on it.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Are you saying Trixie walks on water?
Sorry.
Yeah, she walks on guts.
Sorry. I was
Yes.
muted. What am I saying?
You had the clap. Go on.
Spirit.
Oh, that was
Spiritual
at
hammer.
level 2, right?
Yes, your spiritual weapon was
'Kay,
originally cast at level 2. I think not my job to remember.
8 points.
I'm totally bugging out on that one. 8 points of damage. So yeah, after this beautiful, brilliant thing and your giant, tiny hammer.
Did you just say you're bugging out when we're fighting Umber Hulks?
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Have a good night, everyone. We're back next week.
Just comes down, thunk, and again, more cracking can be heard. And the individuals who are arriving on the scene are just stopping to admire right now. Veritur, you're up.
All right.
They're admiring this gorgeous girl.
I
Umber
am going
Hulk
to
looks
cast
messed up.
Scorching
Gorgeous
Ray
girl.
at the 4th level, giving me 4
4 rays,
our
4 attacks.
create 3 rays, and then 1 additional ray. Yeah, for each slot level above 2nd, so I actually get 5.
Oh.
Nice.
So 5, I got to roll to hit. So I'm going to use inspiration on this first roll. One of my inspirations. I have 1 left after that.
Yeah.
So that gives me an extra 3, 12. That's 15, and 9 is 24.
That hits.
On the first one, I'll use another my last inspiration. That's another 3, 6, 15 on that second one.
15, that does not hit.
Okay, yeah, I rolled real low on that 23. That would be 18 on the next one.
That hits, exactly.
Okay, so hit, miss, hit. That is a 15, so that misses. Yeah, stay on there. That is a nat 20.
Hey!
Hits and
So that
double.
was a 29. Okay, and then the last one is a 16. So that misses. So 3 hits out of that.
3 hits, 1 doubled.
1 doubled. Okay, so the first one, so this is 2d6.
Raise
First
up
one hits
fire!
for a 6. The next one gets doubled for 8. And then 8 on the last one. Then I will spend 2 sorcerers.
Well, hold on, mathing.
Sorry.
Okay, cool. You're just like, your scorching rays, as each of them go in, they're just tearing this thing apart. It is literally barely hanging on.
Okay, then I will cast with using 2 sorcerer's points to do it as a bonus action. Quicken spell. I will cast Scorching Ray with my last 3rd level slot there. So I will roll to hit. That should give me 4.
Yes, 4 attacks, I think.
That is a 25.
That hits.
Woo!
That is an 18.
That hits.
That is a 23.
That hits.
Yay!
And that is a 17.
That misses.
Okay, so 3 of them hit. That is 2 points of damage.
Okay, so let me slow us down a little bit because this is cracking me up. So that the first one that hits, it just kind of glances off inside a little bit, does a little bit, but you can still see the umberhook's like starting to crawl towards you.
Okay. Next one is 7 points.
It's obliterated. What is your last fire bolt?
That does another 7 points.
Okay, describe to me or to us.
Okay.
Share with us what happens as these last 2 overkill shots just.
You see them both impact. For a split second, it turns that reddish, orangish glow of fire, almost from the inside, little flames almost shooting out from the cracks in the carapace and things before it just. And it just almost blows itself apart from all its internal gases and liquids and stuff boiling and just.
Anyone that says that they're within 45 feet of any
Dang
of this,
it.
please roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, wait. I'm definitely in that range, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You fully are. So is Trixie. I'm not sure about Asher and
11.
Veritar.
So that's a nat 1.
That's what we call D&D karma.
Yep. I'm like, I killed this thing, and something's coming my way.
I'm waiting for
13
your
for
kids
me.
to respond. 13
Oh
for you.
God,
Okay.
no.
What happens
Let's
today?
give this one to Matt.
17. 17.
Okay.
9 and 8 is 17.
Oh
Okay.
man, of all the times.
So, I'll start to give the kids a chance if they're still here. Trixie, you have been covered with gore so many times that you see this coming and you're like, not today. And each chunk that flies your way, you just sidestep it casually while
Like the
walking
Matrix,
up
like-
one of the corpses. Just meh. Meh. You know your way around gore. This-
Oh, wait. I have an idea.
Oh no.
Do these count as missiles? Could these count as missiles?
Oh no.
Yes, I'll say that they're projectile enough.
I would like to use a key point to redirect at the person who rolled the natural one and
Okay.
exploded the thing. I would like to try.
Brilliant, I love it.
Tanzanite. It's just a gentle splattering. It's almost decorative,
Gross.
and yet it's everywhere.
Death.
Asher, you thought you'd can't come out of this battle unscathed without any mess on you, but you're gonna have to use that prestidigitation spell because it definitely splattered up. I love your kids. They're very, very creative.
They apparently don't love me.
I'm pretty sure they want us all to die. I'm not.
Yeah, they're pretty dark.
They're my kids.
As you're standing there, Andy, and I am so sorry, Matt and Miriam. I'm probably Mara as well. I'm not gonna have your dad explode or get eaten by a wolf.
This time.
The majority of it just comes and it's kind of like you know when you throw a rock into a pool and normally you get that center splash that kind of splashes evenly and you're like, yeah, that's awesome. But every once in a while you throw it such that it's like there's an arrow line of water that focuses in one specific direction. This is the gore version of it, and it all centers on you. And to cap it off, one last chunk of buggy flesh with an eyeball still embedded in it comes flying at you and does a face.
Welcome to the club.
We are out of initiative order, and you have a moment to look at each other and see each other, and a breathing
How
moment.
is everyone?
I
I'm
need
gonna-
a shower.
I'm gonna squish walk
You need a
over.
shower.
There is applause from the guard and a few patrons who never stood up from their beverages. And
I'm gonna walk
Is
over
there
to
any
the
water
hole.
nearby?
I think in this moment, as you all seek out things and call for aid, the guard moves forward towards you again.
Now
But
they
we
show
are
up.
going to close here with the end of the battle. And we'll find out what happens
At only 4 hours. What?
afterwards. I want to say thank you all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our ridiculousness. We love you, and please subscribe. Ring the bell icon. I don't remember what the Facebook version thing is. Check for notifications.
Like the page.
Follow.
Like, follow.
Like and follow.
Subscribe
Like, follow
to
and
the
subscribe.
notifications
Our
or something. I don't know.
next time that we'll be gathering together is on the 24th, I believe, at the same time, unless anybody has any conflicts. We'll get that run up on the post, and we're looking forward to seeing you all.
Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Season 2, episode 2, The Quest for a Shower.